Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. It's a Wednesday. We love Wednesday here. Michael Groff filling in for Dan Soul once again. You're stuck like Chuck with me for 2 weeks. He'll be back on November 10th. In the meantime, let's get our day started here in Michigan. And again, when this is a courtroom, we don't go to all that often, but we do, substitute teacher time. So we'll try for something a little bit different here. I assume we have audio. Do we not have audio? Is there no audio? Well, hopefully we do. It's time for Judge Shackelford, everybody.
This is 2502580M, City of Taylor versus Stephen Gilbert.
Good morning, James Mr. Gilbert. The prosecutor, we've entered into an agreement to adjourn this matter for 3 months. If there's no other criminal activity, this matter be dismissed. Mr. Gilbert announces he received all the property wins from the Simpson.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll just, are we just going to set up, are we setting a control date 3 months, or are we just?
I'll just say dismissed for 3 months, yeah.
All right.
And if it's not going to be dismissed, you'll be notified, okay? And you can check with the court in 3 months to make sure it's dismissed.
All right, so we'll just set a control date so the prosecutor remembers, and so long as you don't pick up any new criminal cases in that time frame, if there's no other criminal violations, the case will be dismissed at by the prosecutor at that time. Okay?
Mhm.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you.
Anderson,
Mitchell and Brown.
Mitchell and Brown. All right, Kevin Mitchell.
Hello.
This is 2517360T, the City of Taylor versus Kevin Mitchell.
James Kazicki on behalf of Mr. Mitchell, the charge is going to be reduced to careless driving, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell, can you tell me your first and last name?
Kevin Mitchell.
All right, careless driving is not a misdemeanor. Reckless driving was. So there was no accident. It would be a ticket, a civil infraction with a fine of $225, 3 points on your license. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want to take advantage of that reduction?
Yes, Judge.
To the allegation you drove carelessly in the City of Taylor in violation of the law on June 10th of 2025. How do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'll accept that plea. And that's a fine of $225. Do you need time to pay, or when will you be paying?
Could I get a payment plan? Because I just got laid off on Monday for like a month.
All right, do you need, well, tell me what you can do.
What's the lowest I could do? Because I got a lot of bills.
Well, so does everybody.
Yeah.
Do you want, but if you're off for 30 days, is that what you said? So we'll just start, what is it, the end of October? We'll start a payment plan early December.
Sounds good.
You pay $50 a month.
Okay.
And you'll get notice in the mail of that payment plan, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Yep. All right, Norman Brown, 251706. Mr. Brown?
Good morning, James Kazicki. On behalf of Mr. Brown, the driving license suspended be dismissed. He does have a valid license. Also, no proof of insurance will be dismissed. He's going to plead responsible to expired license plate, and the speeding is going to be reduced to 6 to 10 over limited access speed.
All right, Mr. Brown, you understand all of that?
I do.
All right, so the misdemeanor against you is being dismissed, and I'll dismiss that. And then on the civil infractions, the no proof of insurance is also being dismissed. And then you have the limited access. Being reduced down to a 6 to 10 over. It's your lucky day. That's a 1-point ticket. 6 to 10 over is a one. Wait, let me make sure.
No. That's 1 point.
1 point and a fine of 120. You understand that?
I do.
All right. And then you have this, hold on. So the allegation you sped on a limited access highway, 6 to 10 over on June 6th of 2025. How do you plead, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'll accept that plea. The expired plate, that's a fine of $115. It doesn't have any points. To the allegation on June 10th of 25, you had an expired plate in the city of Taylor. How do you plead to that? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'll accept that plea as well. Your total is $235. As I stated, the no proof of insurance and the misdemeanor has been dismissed. Mr. Brown, when will you be making payment on all of that?
I can in December.
Okay, you'll pay it in full in December? Or do you want, listen, I can do a few things. You want 90 days, 60 days to pay in full, or I can give you a payment plan of $50 a month.
I would appreciate it if I could have 90 days.
All right, 90 days to pay. Make sure you pay Mr. Brown, or at least contact the court so you don't end up with late fees, assessors, show costs, okay?
Okay.
You're all set. Have a good
All
day.
right. Thank you too.
All right. Do I have people ready on Neil Swisher? Yes. Our counsel? Okay. This one's just a sentencing, and it's Mr. Keys. Oh, he's here. Okay, good. All right, this is 252256, and there's also the civil infraction 25TA19261B. Can I get your appearance, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Genevieve Taylor, P72797, appearing on behalf of the Attorney of Record, Jeffrey Randa, with the consent of Mr. Swisher, who is present here in court. Mr. Swisher, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your name loud and clear for the record?
Neil Swisher.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so what's the time and date set for sentencing? Have you reviewed the pre-sentence report?
We have, Your Honor, from what we can see, everything is factually correct. There's one spelling error on the second page, but other than that, everything looks great.
Okay. And refresh my memory, had the victim in this case of the accident filed a civil suit?
I don't know whether or not that has happened yet,
Okay,
or if they're just dealing with insurance companies. I know he was fully insured, so.
yeah, it says that Ms. Smith, there were two vestige we were unable to locate. Let me just make sure I don't have either of them in the Zoom.
Your Honor, Ms. Smith should be in the courtroom.
Ms. Smith? Okay, great. She's present.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome.
So, okay, so we have the restitution issue. Are there any other issues you want to bring or any allocution you want to give on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. My client is 46, he's married. His husband is here with him today. He has a great support system with him. Most recently, he and his mother have had a better relationship than when he was growing up. She is also very supportive. He has a couple of stepsisters that are aware of the situation. Obviously, none of them are happy about the situation, but they are here to support him moving forward. He's learned a lot from this. Obviously, he's happy to be here. And he's happy that everyone else involved is available today, or at least present, and not having left this earth. So those things are really important. He has a great job. He works at Sephora, no prior criminal history. He had a rough time growing up, and I think maybe some alcohol might stem from those issues. but he's taken this very seriously. He's already completed the Mothers Against Drunk Driving Victim Impact Panel. And is willing to do whatever is necessary to show the court that this is not going to happen again. I did ask him to limit his conversations to you, just in case there is civil liability.
Okay, and I understand that. So he's not making you're not making a statement at the advice of your attorney. All right, Ms. Smith, you have a right under the Crime Victims' Rights Act to make a statement to the court if you would like to do so.
Yes, sir.
If you can come on up here, and if she can just have a seat can the two of you have a seat at the table? And Ms. Smith, I'm gonna allow you to come to the podium, and that way I can hear and see you. All right, you go right here to the podium. All right,
Good morning.
good morning, ma'am.
First of all, I just wanted the courts to know that, this guy, him being high off of drugs and drunk, drinking, driving behind the wheel, the way that he crashed into my car, and my daughter was on the passenger side. She's only 14. She just turned 14. I don't know if you saw my vehicle after the crash, but he totaled it. He came through the light so fast, like a speeding bullet. Me and my daughter are still traumatized till today. I'm on my way to the doctors now. I didn't press charges against him necessarily, but this man has turned my life upside down. We could have not been here today the way he ran into my car. So my truck, a slap on the wrist, $100 fine, probation. That's what if we wouldn't have been here? My daughter would have been gone. I would have been gone. They just lost their father last year, and to just dismiss, not on this case right here, because I just feel like he should be paying what is charged to somebody who could have killed 2 people. And then it was so many vehicles around what he did. He ran into the DTE truck after he totaled my truck. This could have been a lot of lives lost, but he just turned my life upside down. I could have lost my job. I could have lost the home that me and my daughters live in. Their father just died last year in April. So financially, everything, he has turned my world upside down. And just to give a guy a slap on the wrist, he could have killed us. I got so many bills and everything from this man just running a life.
So I have to ask you a few questions. First, I want you to understand, I do not charge people with crimes, right? The prosecutor's office does. So I don't have any say over what the charges are or how the case is brought.
Okay.
I'm when a plea offer is presented to me, absent some extraordinary exception, I'm to accept the plea. But the charges on this case, I just want you to know the charges were not dismissed.
Right.
There wasn't, he pled on the misdemeanor file that he was charged with and on the ticket. So he didn't get a big break on this, right? And I want you to understand that, like, this court doesn't decide how people are charged with crimes. Now, if there's a serious injury under the drunk driving law, there are different charges I'm just telling you this because I can tell you're frustrated, and I want you to understand that it's not the court's decision, it's the prosecutors. And if there's a serious injury, there are other parts of the drunk driving law that would kick in that would have more serious consequences. But because there wasn't, it was charged as a misdemeanor offense. But I want to know, and I'm just telling you that, Ms. Smith, so I can tell you're frustrated, so you understand why it's in a district court. But I want to ask, do you have out-of-pocket expenses?
I do.
Do you have documentation of those?
I do.
So we can do one of two things, but if you're filing a civil lawsuit against him, and if you filed a lawsuit, you would get your restitution that way through a judgment against him or his insurance carrier. Okay.
Right. So it's judgment against his insurance carrier.
Well, normally how it works is, well, it depends. I don't talk to the attorney about that. I don't know. I don't know enough about that to tell you. if he would be personally liable or it would be the insurance would cover the offense. But you could file a lawsuit. I can grant you restitution as part of his sentence, but I need documentation to do so. So what we could do is I can sentence him today. And then after that, we can set a restitution hearing where you would meet with the prosecutor, Ms. Manarino, and you give her all of the documents. And the law only allows me for restitution to give you certain items, right? Certain economic loss. Now, in a civil suit, you might be entitled to more than I can give you. I can't give pain and suffering. I can't give those types of remedies. I can simply give economic loss, money, right? That's out of your pocket. That's all I can give you. But in a civil suit, you might be able to have other remedies that just aren't available here. But I'm happy to order restitution as part of his sentence, and then he would pay that over the course of his probation term. But I would need you and Miss Manarino to meet, and she's present. Miss Manarino, are you here in person today or on Zoom?
No, I'm here in person. And
She's here in person?
Yeah, we did have a brief conversation. I know part of what she was out of pocket was relative to the purchase of a new vehicle. But I'll talk with her about the limitations on that.
Yeah, so what I can give you might be different than what you could get in a lawsuit, but Ms. Manarino can sit down with you, and if there are medical bills or anything related to medical care, you provide her with that documentation. Defense counsel has an opportunity to review it, and then we would have a restitution hearing, or everybody would agree to the dollar amount that you would be entitled to. But you can. Well, I would have to set it for another day because there are two attorneys. You have to bring all the documents and the two of them have to look at it jointly and separately, and then see if there's an agreement on restitution or if we have to set a hearing. So I'd have to set a restitution date in the future just so that everybody would have a chance. So you'd have a chance to get all that together, get it to Miss Manarino, and she'd have a chance to speak with defense counsel about it. Okay, all right. All right, thank you for coming in today. And I'm sorry that this happened to you. Drunk driving offenses are, he's very lucky and you're very lucky. He's very lucky that he's not going to prison for harming someone. And you and your daughter are blessed that it didn't come to something like that.
Did you see a picture of my vehicle?
I did not.
Okay.
Do you have a picture of your
Yeah, can I
vehicle?
show it to you?
Yeah, you'll give it to my court officer and I'll take a look. Have you seen a picture of the vehicle?
No.
Not good. Can you show defense counsel that, please?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. If you want to have a seat now, I'll proceed with sentencing on this. Thank you for coming in. All right, you can come back up. Not good. You know that. It's not good. Point, a super drunk, basically. But did you just see her vehicle? Did you see it at the scene? Were you in?
He was taken to the hospital, Your Honor.
I mean, you could have killed someone. You really, really could have killed someone, right? And it's like, this is the thing about drunk drivings that are so problematic, is good people make really bad decisions. But I'll tell you, I was a former homicide prosecutor, and that's what I did before I came here. And And I can't tell you the amount of times that I have seen someone with no criminal history kill a mother and a child, kills a complete, and the drunk driving is always the worst. Because when I would see cases like that, the victims are always completely innocent parties. It's not a gang shooting or a case where you have, both sides maybe could have behaved better. Not that I'm condoning any type of violence, but drunk driving cases that cause death or serious injury are always just the most tragic because they're so senseless. And they ruin victims' families, they tear them apart. And then you have defendants who end up going to the Michigan Department of Corrections and doing 20 years in prison on one bad night, one bad decision. And it's, just wish you're 46 years old, you've almost made it to 50, no criminal history, nothing. And then something like this is just, I'm fortunate, or you're fortunate, Ms. Smith's fortunate. I mean, everybody here is very lucky that this did not end up much worse than it was. I mean, that is not good. Was this on Telegraph? Yeah. How many driving desks we have in Taylor on Telegraph? I feel like it's so common because people treat that road like it's, you ran a red. I have a lot of things to balance here, right? I mean, I understand that, Ms. Smith, I want you to know, I understand how you feel. I truly do. But I have someone in front of me who's got no prior criminal history. He's had no offenses in 46 years. Under Michigan law and the jail task force legislation, there's a presumption that he doesn't even get probation unless I find reason to put him on probation. Under Michigan law at this point, there's a presumption that misdemeanors are something you just get fined for. And I do not believe that's appropriate in this case, but it's also not something I can say is a jailable offense, given his lack of criminal history. I also have to balance the seriousness of the harm you've caused. So I'm going to adopt the recommendation. And the factors I'm looking at are the fact there was an accident, a fairly serious accident, the fact that the alcohol limit was very high, and I mean, you were legally super drunk. You were twice the legal limit. And these are factors that I'm taking into consideration. And I am going to make one change to the recommendation. It was for 6 months probation. I'm amending it to 9. And I'm going to tell you, you have a fine of 300, court costs of 300, estate costs of 50, crime victims' rights fee is 75. Those are mandated by the state of Michigan. The probation oversight fees will go up to $325. You have a community service fee of $10 a day for a total of $50. I'm going to keep restitution in abeyance until we have a restitution hearing. You have 9 months probation. You'll do 5 days of community service in the city of Taylor or as directed by the probation department. No drugs or alcohol. You'll abstain from the use or possession of alcohol or controlled substances unless prescribed by a physician. Documentation will be required for the term of probation with random drug and alcohol testing at your expense as deemed necessary. You're to maintain employment and provide proof. You'll complete an alcohol education class as directed by probation, provide proof and follow all therapeutic recommendations. You'll clear all outstanding bench warrants. You will not drive without a valid license. And has he been fingerprinted? I assume. with the civil infraction as well, I have a fine of 175 on that. I come up with a total balance of $1,275.
That's what I have as well, Your
All
Honor.
right, and you'll hear from the probation department before you leave today. I want you to go downstairs to the probation department and set up your, see if you can get your orders appointments set up. I don't know if they can do it today so that you understand everything I just said. And you understand what my expectations of you are on probation. And then what I'm gonna ask the clerk to do, Ms. Smith, is set a restitution hearing out in maybe 30 days. And that gives you a chance to provide all your documents to Ms. Manarino. And before you leave, go talk to her, okay? Get all your documents to her, and then we'll set a hearing in like 30 days to figure out what I can award you, and the attorneys will discuss that. They are aware, they know the law, okay? And if they can agree on a number, that's great. And if not, we'll have a hearing and I'll make a decision. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just for clarification with respect to the community service, if probation agrees that it can be somewhere other than the city of Taylor because he lives out of state, is that a possibility?
In Toledo? All right. I have a philosophy.
I know.
And my philosophy is if you come into this city and you create harm in this city, you should pay back this city through community service. So the probation department can discuss whether or not there are some other alternatives, but my philosophy is you pay back it's part of your sentence and you pay back in the community that you've harmed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right. We're all set for today.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
you'll both get notice of that restitution hearing, okay?
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
Ms. Smith, when you go out, just go talk to Ms. Manarino real quick so she can tell you what she needs, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so lots of thoughts on that case. Why is it that DUI, driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated, whatever, why are these cases misdemeanors when there is an accident that causes damage to someone else? Maybe this is a topic that we should have on Sidebar every Tuesday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific. Maybe that's something that we're going to have to take up at some point, because I have always wondered why DUIs are handled that way. And of course, it seems Michigan, if you want to, not saying you should, but if you want to commit a crime, maybe Michigan is the place to do it. All right, good morning, everybody. On that happy note, welcome in. It is Wednesday. It's Thursday Eve. It's Wednesday, the 29th of October. And of course, it's the most important day on the calendar for this channel, in a sense, because, well, it is Dan's birthday. Dan, who is normally in this seat, well, not this seat specifically, but running this show on this channel at this time. He is on the road, and I am filling in for him, but it is his birthday today. And so, Dan, happy birthday from me. Happy birthday from everybody in this community. And I see it in the chat, and people saying happy birthday. Ashley, Bailey, Barbara, Wahoo. Everybody has, and others have wished you a happy birthday. So I want to make sure we get that out there. Also want to thank Barbara for the gifted membership. That helps the channel a lot. Also want to thank Barbara for the $5 super chat. That helps me because while I'm the guest host, all the super chats and super stickers do go to me. The channel memberships, of course, those go to the channel, and those go to Dan and his family. Everything else is me and my family. And of course, after our monitor incident yesterday, that's always very, very helpful. All right. Well, Judge Shackelford's been pretty interesting this morning. Let's switch gears a little bit, though. I want to see, just for funsies here, let's see what is going on with Judge Dad this morning.
Allen Park, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay. Courtright or Page?
Courtright today.
Okay, doing my best.
I will.
People against Lamont Jamal Ahmed, 25W839754. All right,
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Jadala. Your appearance?
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Richardala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Ahmed.
And what do we got? 58 and a 35. You're gonna plead to 10 over, right?
6 to 10 over. Correct, Your Honor.
Right. Okay, to that charge, 6 to 10 over, 45 and a 35, essentially, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible, Your Honor.
And you're authorized in that plea on his behalf?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept that plea. He's got to slow down a little bit though, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, Elisa, let me see. Okay, yeah, 185, and I'm gonna give him until, yeah, I can't, 195. I'll
Okay.
do that, but 195 and it's due by 11/5, okay? November 5th.
Thank you, Judge. Me and your staff have a wonderful day.
You too, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
That's all I see in the bullhouse.
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
We're in Michigan watching Judge McNally. If you're wondering why there's no audio, he's preparing for the next contestant in all probability here. So, of course, we're going to hang here for a bit. We love Judge Dad. Courts are pretty quiet right now, but things will probably be picking up over the next hour or so. I see Judge Stevens is in session. Maybe we'll go there and check that out. You never know where else we may land on here. So we'll continue with Judge McNally. I'll tell you what, we are in the Wayback Machine here just a little bit. So there we go. Judge Middleton was on earlier as well. So maybe we'll head out there. We'll see if he's doing karaoke this morning.
Carter? Against Omari Asante Carter, 25W8402338. Come on up to the podium, sir. Good morning. Your name? I'm sorry, say that again, please. You're charged with driving on a suspended, and you have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. Would you like a lawyer?
Nah, it's not necessary.
Okay, so I'll arraign you and I'll let you go speak with the prosecutor then. Fair enough? Yes? Yes?
Yes, sir.
On October 2 of 25, the police think you were operating a motor vehicle on Western Ford Lane in Woodhaven at 11:53 p.m. They think you were driving with a suspended license. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable, excuse me, by up to $500 in fines, 93 days jail, costs you all those 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign this advice of rights?
Yes.
Okay, you just have to keep your voice up for me,
Yeah.
okay? Did you read it and understand it?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights and we're not going to have a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Okay, so
I can't engage in a discussion.
yeah, I'm really confused.
What are you confused about?
Just because you mentioned jail time, so
That's the possible. I have to tell everybody the maximums.
okay. Well,
I did not say you were going to jail.
yeah, but yes, that's fine. I can wait. Don't worry.
You waived the lawyer? Yes?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea, $500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. We're gonna take this case to the prosecutor. You can go out in the hallway. He'll call you in. Does he have to sign in over there?
I'll just let him know he's out there.
Yeah, so and then either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
Good luck.
All right, Judge McNally had he was doing the lightning docket yesterday, and he's taking his time this morning. But of course, we're going to hang here for just a little bit. Looks like it's a much quieter day in Judge McNally's court. Sometimes Wednesdays are like this too. So again, it's Courtroom Files Live. It's Wednesday. So we'll see what's going on here, and we've got some other courts starting to kind of come online, and Judge Shackelford's still going, so we got some places to go if need be, but maybe we'll have to check in on Judge Glazer in a little bit too. As we get closer to lunchtime, we'll see if it's hangry time down in Miami-Dade. So, meantime, we'll get back to Judge.
Okay, what's your name, sir? What's that? Okay, you can just have a seat. When my court officer comes in, you can tell him. Have a seat right here. Yeah. What are you here on?
I have a break. It's all right. Give you the paper.
Yeah, just wait till he comes in. He'll be back in 30 seconds, okay?
That's what a live show is all about.
You have it? Oh. Hang on. We're
Just one.
She just brought it in.
She has.
By the way, if you want to play bingo, TCF bingo, you can do that. And any place that says anything about Dan, just substitute me for it. Anything where it talks about his cat Ellie, you can substitute Freya. She's our cat. She comes around here, sometimes jumps up on my shoulder or walks across the desk. So very similar to Dan. So she's sleeping right now, though.
25W8396608 B. Your name, sir?
Jared.
You were not given the citations? You were not handed the citations by the officer? He said that you're saying I was unaware of these citations. Officer never informed me of these violations.
No, he did not.
You were pulled over on Western Hall, right?
Yes.
The officer checked the box saying he was giving you the citations. I served a copy of the civil infraction complaint upon the defendant.
He just placed me under arrest, took me to the precinct, and that was it.
Placed you under arrest.
And it's been 4 days, and what happened, precinct.
For what?
He said,
Not these tickets.
I owed you a ticket. I had unpaid ticket that I was, had a warrant for not showing up.
All right, can you pull him up, please? Let me check something here. Well, can you pull up number 3? Let me see that. When was he supposed to pay that? Why didn't you pay it? Why didn't you pay that ticket?
What ticket are you referring to?
It was an allowing an unlicensed driver to drive from 2023.
I'm not sure. I'm not allowing an unlicensed driver to. I'm not sure even about that ticket. I don't know nothing about that ticket there either. I thought I
Well,
was.
that must be why you were in jail.
I would assume that's why he took me, I guess. I'm not even sure. He just said I owed a ticket, which I was supposed to see you, but I had some type of financial difficulty. I wasn't working in time, so I just, skipped the night about someone up. pulled me over, said I had a warrant, and I was took to jail, and I got these citations, I had.
Well, did you learn anything by not paying a ticket? That's why you were in custody. It had nothing to do with these, other than the fact that you were pulled over on these.
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, things happen. I mean, it wasn't like I just said I wasn't gonna pay it, you know, I mean.
It was from 2023. Did you come and talk to me and say, "Jeff,
Okay,
slow down, slow down,
I'm still up for it.
slow down"? When I fined you and gave you time to pay, did you come and talk to me and say, "Judge, I don't have the money. Can I have an extension?" You didn't do that, did you?
Yeah, once, but I didn't come a second.
Or third or fourth or fifth time, right? Because we had a warrant in. I'm just telling you, I hope you learned something. You can't just ignore courts like these, right?
I'm aware of that, Your Honor. But like I was saying, I wouldn't just purposely ignore you guys.
I mean, I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna go ahead, because I said it for a motion to set aside the option and this, and what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, but I'm gonna take it your word that somehow you were taken into custody and they didn't give you tickets and the officer made a mistake. I'll go ahead and dismiss these two. Okay?
Your Honor.
Because he didn't show up, it was scheduled for 9, I gave him 15 minutes, okay? Cases are dismissed. I wish you well. Good luck to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
But next time, you gotta take care of your business next time. Nobody's gonna lock you up if you come and talk to him and say, "Hey, Judge, I don't have the money." Nobody in the world's gonna do that. Okay?
Sure.
Good luck. Omari Asante Carter, 25W840238. Good morning, Mr. Carter. Your name? So I'll go ahead and adjourn this. I'm gonna give you 4 weeks to take care of this, okay? The prosecutor's asking me to adjourn it. He said for 30 days for remediation. So Lisa, let's go out 4 weeks, whatever date that would be, I guess, or is that Thanksgiving maybe?
November 26th at 8:30.
Okay, November, yeah, right, the day before.
I currently play college football,
For who?
Detroit Community Christian College. It's a.
You got a game that day?
No, I don't have a game that day, but I do travel. So
Oh.
the next 2 weeks, we are traveling. Like this week, we're going to Ohio. Supposed to be at Spire Academy.
You don't even have to ask. You can leave the state to play college football without consent, okay? What position you play?
I running base. Kick return special.
Good. How you guys doing?
It's a mess right now, but individually, I feel like I'm having a good season. We're just an air raid team, so I really don't get enough shine or enough touches in the game, but I'm working on it.
How old are you?
I'm 20. I just turned 20.
All right, well, good luck to you. I wish you well. November 26th, 8:30.
Gotcha.
Okay, go down the hall, get your notice. And you're gonna have to fill out, yeah, if you decide you want a lawyer, you're gonna have to fill out a petition for one, okay? Best of luck to you. All right, did you check in with my court officer? Well, you're a nice kid. What's your name?
Connor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you know what he's up for.
Yeah, I think it's for like when I'm caught like drinking with David.
All right, don't. This is Connor, what? Brent, he's a nice kid. He needs to know where he has to go. How old are you? Okay. Connor Brent, Brant, right? DT.
What time? 9:30.
Wow, somebody's on time.
I try to be. Oh, well, yeah, they didn't shut down the thing. You gotta have a seat in the hallway. You gotta meet with the Woodage prosecutor. Sounds good. Right, yeah.
All right, come on. Procedure.
Never fails. You go to eat something, and that's when Judge decides go quiet. Well, we'll check in with Judge McNally in a little bit again. But in the meantime, let's head down to Texas. Let's see what's going on with Judge Stevens right now.
Mr. Makin's your attorney, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You are charged, as you know, with the state jail felony of theft of a firearm, which carries with it up to 2 years in the state jail if convicted. He is unable to be here today because of an accident. Vehicular accident. So we're gonna have to reset this, okay? Get a resetting from this lady, 2 weeks. Thank you. Wayne Egan's, from that lady right there. Wayne Egan's. Wayne Egan's is next call, 24 CR1 889. Wayne Egan's, no answer in the courtroom. I asked the bailiff to call into the hall for Wayne Egan's, please. Miss McNally is.
She's been here, Judge. She must be visiting.
Reportedly my attorney. Hmm? 24 CR. Miss McNally is here. What are we going to do today?
Judge, if I could just have a 2-week reset, I need to talk with him a little bit more about the offer and make sure that we're on the same page. I'm really hopeful that we can have a resolution.
It's over a year old. 2 weeks?
Yes, Judge.
Oh, okay. The complainant in this case, what was the relationship to the complainant?
Oh, we was dating.
You know, you can't have any contact with this person.
Just to be clear, so it's certain for the record, the probation offer I've made is only going to be open until that reset timeframe, and I believe that's the reason why she needs the time, Judge.
You asked two?
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that X right there.
Or Elam? Is that, am I pronouncing that properly? Or Elam?
Yes.
250146. That you,
Yes, sir.
you are charged with the 2nd-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. If convicted, you face up to 20 years in prison. You understand? Serious. Today. What are we here today on? Because it looks like we have state filing a motion to release bond is the last event I'm looking at on 10/21 last week.
Looks like Mr. Boyd is requesting that you have a ankle monitor, Judge's condition of his bond.
Is he here today? Dan?
Mr. Boyd? Yeah, he's working on the murder case.
Oh, okay, I just didn't see him here and
No.
he's here.
No, sir, I'm stepping in for him.
Judge, that's my understanding as well. It's not necessarily for the raising of bond, but for the added condition of it.
Reviewing the PC, Judge, I would join and ask.
Well, what's the status on that?
It's,
Yeah, I think ankle.
It's
monitor.
not been assessed yet, Judge. He's asking for the added condition today so that he's required to go get one. It has not been a condition up to this
Oh,
point.
okay. I thought you were saying that was what he wanted last time we were here.
no,
Judge,
no, sir.
Case is 14 days old. I don't believe we have been here. I think that
There was something.
I believe we
There
filed.
was a resetting. Looking at resetting, it said the last event was on 10/21. I don't know what that was. And then see that resetting goes from 10/21 to today.
I don't know what happened at that setting.
See, that's all I have to work with is
Big
blueprints
here.
and maps, and that's what I call them that. That's the only, because I don't remember the 2,500 cases that we have on
I
the
don't think that this case was,
call.
I don't think that it had a date on the 21st. I think that this is when the setting for this hearing was made.
That's correct.
He has not had a setting before this.
You hadn't been here before?
Listen,
Not approached on this case.
Oh, okay. All right. So what are we gonna do next?
we're not asking that you raise the bond, but we are asking that you add an additional bond condition that this man wear an ankle monitor so we can know where he's at all times.
Okay.
And Judge,
Response.
I obviously have an objection to that. We clearly have no issue getting him to the courtroom through his bonds people or through the channels in order to get in contact with him. He is here today. He's on time, properly dressed. He's present before you. He has not had any issues in terms of showing up, even with us being on this expedited timeline of how new this case is. Additionally, I'm not entirely positive of his criminal history, but I don't think that he has any felony convictions of any kind, so that should be taken into account as well. He's not a flight risk. He is a member of this community. He lives locally and he has family and people here in the courtroom that show up with him and support him. So we would have an objection to the ankle monitor.
The accusation in the PC is what causes the state concern. The fact that he's alleged to have an AR-15 pistol with a 60-round drum attached to it is a definite concern for the safety of the community and others. Looking at a picture of that weapon would cause anybody.
You got a copy of the probable cause?
I do.
Okay, well, circumstances of this case, where we have a 60-round magazine that was recovered in a AR-15 pistol, and the defendant is accused of pointing the firearm at a victim, and then apparently police were called and audible emergency sirens occurred. Then he leaves, and they go to where the police go to where they know he lives. It's gross. I guess everybody knows where I grew up there, so we knew everybody almost. And that's what they do. He was given commands to exit, and then they went and got a warrant to search the residence. Couldn't find the gun in there, but did find the weapon stashed hidden in the backyard with the magazine that apparently someone, presumably the defendant, had attempted to hide, and he was charged with assault. So this a GPS device is not, due to the circumstances of this case, where the defendant is involved in a fight involving a large group of people, then a 60-round magazine AR-15 is brandished. This court isn't going to, I don't want to worry about something foolish happening a second time while he's on bond. I want a GPS device so I know where he is at all times. And if somebody is brandishing a large weapon with, that's then in gross with a 60-round magazine shooting, we're going to look at you first. But this isn't a movie, so you're in. This is real life. You've got to act responsibly. And 60-round magazine doesn't really have a place in Groves, Texas, living. It's not necessary. All of this is to intimidate or use as a more dangerous weapon than most other people might have if they had a weapon. Anyway, that is that. Where do you work?
I don't have a job.
Why don't you?
I just like, I ain't, I just got
How
all
old
my
are you?
stuff,
How old are you?
20. I just really got all my stuff back together, my ID,
Yeah, you're almost 21, but you've been an adult for 3 years. You don't do anything?
I just got out of work, actually.
Well, how do you exist? How do you get income?
Actually, I don't have none right now.
You live on the street?
No, sir. Stay with my mother.
Okay. Well, when are you going to, you're an adult. When are you going to become independent?
I actually been looking for jobs. I just got out of work like 3 months ago.
The day I turned 16, I went to work 80 cents an hour at 3 a.m, and I have worked ever since. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if I can do it, anybody. It wasn't that hard to get it done. And you've been an adult for 3 years. You need to learn responsibility, not living off somebody else, and acting more responsible. Right here, this is 20 years in prison. Good luck getting a job with a conviction on a second-degree felony. You know how long a conviction you have to carry around a felony conviction when you get convicted? The rest of your life. So you got to act responsibly.
Judge,
Not too late to start.
may I ask that he get that device within 24 hours? You ordered it, but you didn't place a time frame. I'm going to suggest 24 hours, Judge.
I'm gonna give you 2 days to have that as a condition of bond. You understand, sir? And the next event, 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
Full discovery, yeah.
4 weeks, 4 weeks. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts on that case. Taking away someone's firearms on an allegation, no prior convictions, kind of interesting. Always exciting. You think Texas is very heavy pro-gun kind of state, but very, very interesting to see how these cases play out. It's the TCF. It's TCF Live on a Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. Michael Groff in for Dan Soul. We're hanging with Judge Stevens. We'll continue to stay here for a little bit to see what's going on.
I think I buried it so deep in the ground so it would never surface again. Can you, I mean, how outlandish, huh? But that was, hey, 70s, what can I say? You were wild and crazy. Well, some of us, not everybody. Alone, what got into me on that one? Actually, Mr. Palmore has 2 cases. Are we pleading both or?
Yes, same resolution in both, Judge.
Okay. Then 2 cases are called 24 CR 1525 and 1526. The state of Texas versus Ronnie Ware Palmore. That is you, present. With Ms. McNally, your attorney, the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive formal readings of these indictments and arraignments here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
In summary, each of these indictments similarly allege that on or about January 5th, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, in 24 CR 1525, you committed the 3rd-degree felony of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. And in 1526, you committed the 2nd-degree felony of illegal possession of cocaine. Do you understand what you're charged with in the indictments?
Yes, sir.
Are we doing?
Just on paragraph 1, Judge. It's for straight probation.
Mhm.
That's correct.
Was he
No, he's not, Judge. We had this
Is-
issue last time and I had spoken with Mr. Boyd, and the intention was to amend the indictment to remove that 2010 issue, because that's not, from the prior conviction judgments that we have, that is not a new conviction of any kind. That should not be listed in the indictment. However,
The failure to register,
from 2010, yes.
that was, he was not,
That is not a new conviction. That's not an added conviction. So that
what do you mean by
paragraph,
that? That he was never convicted of that?
he was convicted of it in 2008. Which is
Along
the
with the other
paragraph
ones?
above, yes.
Oh, okay.
But it is not a new date. It is not a subsequent date.
Where'd they come up with
The
that?
paperwork is honestly outstanding.
Is what?
Outstanding.
What does that mean?
It's just, it is mind boggling how Cotton County did this. But it is not habitual
It
status
says Dallas County,
or Dallas County,
which is right next to Colorado.
but that 2010 is not a new
Are
conviction.
we doing? But he could be enhanced 1 degree.
1 degree, yes.
So actually, you are exposed here to up to life imprisonment as a punishment range if the whole indictment in 1526 was used. Do you understand? That's why you can't, any felony you commit, above state jail felony, you are looking at up to life imprisonment. If it's a
If it's a
second degree or better. Okay, and after today, you're about to get convicted, even though you're going to be placed on probation, but after today, a felony, above state jail felony, subjects you to 25 years minimum to life imprisonment.
And we've discussed that. He's aware of that.
You are, do you appreciate and understand how important that is? You're not a very old person, and that you got a long life, so you live it responsibly. All right. Again, in 1525, the unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, you are looking at up to 10 years in prison for that, right?
And if the enhancement is sought at, if we were to go to trial, it could be up to 20. It's a 1-level enhancement, Judge.
Why are we doing that if it's regular probation? Okay, all right. We're just using
him of all.
We're just using paragraphs 1
Yes,
in
we
each
are all
case.
proceeding
All right.
paragraph 1.
You're looking at no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed in 1525, where you're charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a previous conviction, because of a previous conviction. And y'all are using the second slide. The Collin County conviction out of 2008 aggravated sexual assault. So punishment range in that case. Yes. Do you understand the punishment range you're looking at? No less than 2 no more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000. So in 24 CR 1526, cocaine, that's a second degree felony. You are looking at no less than 2 no more than 20 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000 would be assessed in that case. They're all serious. You understand the punishment range you were looking at? Agreements have been reached in each case where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison, found guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. That sentence shall be suspended. You would be placed on regular probation for 10 years on each case. There would be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for these type of offenses. Is that your understanding of the agreements? If I follow these agreements, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, we may. 2025, I don't believe it is.
No new tablets yet, Judge. They're here. They're here. They're being programmed right now.
Oh, yeah, the coordinators are taking them for test drives. Well, and these agreements are applicable for each case, the same agreements. You would be sentenced to 10 years in prison. Those sentences would be suspended in each case, and you would be placed on regular probation for 10 years. I'm going to show you.
Yes.
Do you understand the plan, what you're subject to in the sentencing ranges in each case? And are you going to be pleading guilty in each of these cases?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead in each of these cases? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
In each of these cases, I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign those documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand them, discuss them with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct?
Yeah.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence and without
No.
objection admitted. Among other things, these state that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. You are doing these freely and voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. You will give the crimes charged in any less than included offenses. You are giving up your rights to your trial and the rights to confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, and totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, this state, so help you God.
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 in each case made a part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence reports are.
Yes, Judge.
I will follow these agreements and find you are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in each case to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I so find you guilty of the third degree felony of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon in 1525, and the second degree felony of illegal possession of a controlled substance, namely cocaine, in 1526. And following these agreements, you are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. You want that to sink in, because if you fail, your probation will be revoked and you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison on each case. I'm going to suspend those sentences and place you on probation. There will be these terms and conditions of probation, which will be reviewed with you by the probation officer. Make sure you follow these. We don't want you to get revoked, but most importantly, these are 2 more felony convictions. Your next felony, you're looking at, you're subject to habitual felon status, which means a minimum of 25. I hope that would inspire you to follow the rules. If nothing else does. Please see the probation officer. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. Well, he wraps up. Let's see. Where else should we go? Oh, I'll tell you what. Looks like we've got we've got the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles. Looks like they're busy this morning. So we'll head down to Louisiana. Of course, this is always fun. When this just ties in very nicely with what we talked about on Sidebar last night. Hopefully you were able to check that out, but let's head on down to Louisiana, see what's going on there. Apparently we don't have audio here. And I think I've got everything. Let's try this. Let's try this just real quick.
Speak on your behalf, we'll call on, but first, Mr. Celestine, let me read some identifying information into the record. I'm gonna ask you to verify if it's true or not, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Prater because your case has been assigned to him. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Celestine, you are here today seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in Evangeline Parish in December of 19.
Begin with, Ricky, tell us what happened. Why are you there? You know, I don't need a lot of detail, but tell us why you're there and tell us what you've done to show this board that you're all of the length of time that you've been there, you've done something productive in changing the way that your thought process is and your actions.
Well, I'm here on a first degree rape and second degree kidnapping. And we were just riding around and seen the girl and picked up, put in the truck and continue on with sex acts on her, you know. And I know I should have did. I'm sorry about that. That wasn't my intention to do anything like that, but I was drinking a little bit, and that's all I could really explain myself to it about it.
You say well, we'll get into some questions in a little bit. So some folks are not used to talking in public like this. And so I understand it's difficult to talk to strangers, but you gotta help me a little bit here. Tell me what you've done since you've been there that's going to help us make a decision and in other words, try to sell us on the fact that you are a changed individual.
Oh, yes, I am. I've been to numerous classes, and I just only had one job here since I've been here. I've been here for 30 years, 35 years. I've been working at the silk screen for 30 years. And people ask me to help them do things, I help them out. I mean, not very much you can do, but I've been doing the thing that I could to make myself better than what I am now, was before, you know. And let's see, I've been going I did a lot of classes. I did 100 hours, the risk management, substance abuse, did all these classes here.
Okay, got any sex offender?
Yes, I went to, that been when I first got here 35 years ago. I went to a class, I think at Camp C. I did AIDS class.
Okay. What about victim classes? Have you been to any about victim impact classes or anything like that?
No, sir.
What do you think about the impact it had on this young lady?
Well, I know it hurted her. I hurt her and her family. I realized I did that, which I shouldn't have. I know it had an impact on her life. And I'm sorry about it.
Okay. All right, let's talk to the warden a little bit. Warden?
Good morning. So Mr. Celestine did take sex offender treatment. He did 4 phases of that and 100-hour pre-release, and he also had anger management. I do not see in his folder where he had taken substance abuse treatment, and he needs victim awareness. He needs to do an accountability letter, and he needs to class.
Okay. All right, thank appreciate that, Warden. Let's move on to the folks that are here. And I want to welcome y'all to headquarters here, Department of Corrections. When you go to speak, if you would, go to the podium. And we'll give each one of you 2 or 3 minutes to tell us what you think about this request. And we've got 3 people that are going to speak, 2 sisters and a brother. And then we have a brother, a niece, and another brother that are either Zooming or here. So out of the 2 sisters, Lisa Celestine and Sandra Lewis are the 2 sisters, and the brother is Oliver Celestine. And so y'all decide, if you would, which wants to go first and approach the podium there and speak loudly to us. And then the next one will come up and introduce themselves.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Celestine. I'm Ricky Celestine's brother. Ricky and I grew up together. You know, we're very close. And I love him very dearly. And I visited him a lot in prison since he's been there. He's, to me, he's shown a lot of change. He's shown a lot of growth. I'm here today to let you guys know that if his parole is granted, you do have a place to stay. You do have a job, because I own a construction company. So you do have a job. And we're also getting together a restaurant, because I noticed while he was in there, he liked to cook. So we opened a restaurant, also a little barbecue place that we're gonna probably set him up in. If we want to get up and running, but until then, I have a construction company that he can work in.
Okay.
So I would really appreciate it if we would have this opportunity to be a productive member of society.
Sound like a very supportive brother. Thank you for those comments, and we will certainly consider them. Okay, either one of the sisters that'd like to be next, please introduce yourselves and talk to us. Good morning.
My name is Sandra Celestine Lewis, and I'm Mrs. Celestine's sister. I'm here to speak from my heart. And to ask that you keep considering my brother a second chance of life out of prison. My brother has always been a good, kind, and caring person. Even before his incarceration, he had a big heart and would go out of his way to help others. I know and see that he has learned from his mistakes and experiences and has truly changed his life. Over the years, I have seen tremendous growth in him. He has taken full responsibility for his past and worked hard to better himself in every way possible. He spends his time focusing on positive things, reflecting, prayer, and trying to help others avoid the mistakes he once made. When we speak to each other, I can feel the sincerity in his words and the maturity in his outlook on life. Through faith, reflection, and growth, he has become a stronger and wiser man. He speaks with honesty and humility, and I can feel in my heart that he's ready to move forward and live to work the way God intends him to live righteously. Today, Ricky is focused on peace, family, and living with purpose. He talks often about wanting to work, be there for his family, and give back in a positive way. I believe he means it with all his heart. If granted parole, he will have the full love and support of our family. He will have a stable home, and I will personally help him with everything he needs to get back on his feet, from finding work and transportation to providing daily encouragement and prayer. He will not walk this path alone, as our family is ready to stand beside every step of the way. We pray for his healing and his future, and I truly believe that God has been working in his life. If given the opportunity, I know he will make the most of it and never take it for granted. Our family loves him dearly and will continue to surround him with encouragement and accountability. We believe he has learned from his mistakes and he is ready to live a responsible and productive life. As I stand before you today, I gracefully ask that you please consider giving my brother Ricky a second chance to prove himself. I know that if released, he will work hard every day to make the most of his opportunity and take his freedom from me. Do not take it, never take his freedom from me. I thank you for listening to me today and for the compassion and care you show in making difficult decisions. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Those comments.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Lisa Solstein. I'm the sister of Ricky Solstein. First, I want to thank you all for allowing me this opportunity, allowing us this opportunity to speak on behalf of Ricky, who has been incarcerated for 35 years. I stand before you not just as a sibling, but as someone who has witnessed firsthand his journey, his struggles, and the profound transformation during his time while incarcerated. 35 years ago, my brother made choices that led him here. He acknowledges this deeply, and those choices have shaped his life and the life of his family, you may see, forever. However, what I want to emphasize today is not just his past, but the remarkable personal growth and change he has demonstrated during his incarceration. We know that Ricky is prepared to return to society. We understand that. Over the years, Ricky has embraced every opportunity for rehabilitation that he could find, and he has participated in social programs and educational programs and has diligently engaged in other trainings that have equipped him with valuable skills. These experiences have not only prepared him for the workforce or entrepreneurship, but also instilled within him a sense of pride and purpose. Through therapy and a lot of self-reflection. We have a pastor, one of our brothers is a pastor, and he did a lot of self-reflection with him. My brother has confronted the pain and the consequences of his actions. He has shown remarkable insight into his past and has committed himself to becoming a better person. Both our parents prayed, and they did have the opportunity to see his transformation before their death. His transformation isn't theoretical, it's powerful. He has become a source of support to his fellow inmates, mentoring those who walk the path that he once did, illustrating his commitment to helping others avoid some mistakes. The family that awaits him outside, family you see here on Zoom and others at home on prayer, we are ready for him to come home. And we are ready to support him wholeheartedly as he reintegrates into society. We have built a solid support system, ensuring that he will have the guidance and the encouragement necessary to succeed. We will help them find meaningful employment, as my brothers and sister have stated, so that he can contribute positively to our community rather just being defined by his past. Releasing Ricky is not merely about granting him freedom. It is about giving him the chance to fulfill his potential as a productive and valuable member of society, as we know he used to be. It is about allowing a man who has changed for the better, who understands the value of life and the mistakes of his past, to live that truth outside of the walls. As a family member, we believe in second chances. We understand that the road abroad ahead will not be without challenges. We know that, but we are prepared to walk the path with him, providing the emotional support, the mentorship, and the love. With the tools that he has acquired and the lessons that he has learned, we are very confident that he will navigate this journey successfully. In closing, I urge you to consider Ricky Celestine with compassion and understanding. His time in prison, his 35 years, has not been in vain. He has transformed into a man ready to embrace life, contribute positively to society, and rekindle the bonds with those he loves. I thank you for your time and for considering my brother and family's requests.
Thank you very much. You're a very supportive family, and thank you for coming here to talk to us. Now, Ricky, I'm hurt. If you could have said a partial thing of anything that your two sisters and brothers said, it would have helped me a lot. You're not, I want you to open up and talk to me and tell me what you've done and what you're thinking, and in other words, convince me, act like it's a, you know what a job interview is, act like it's a job interview and you're trying to talk me into hiring you.
Okay, yes, I heard everything. I have been productive in here. I mean, it's not on paper or anything. I'm talking to guys around here. I talk to plenty of people. I try to do my best here. I've been productive. I've been, I took classes and all that, and I've been working to silkscreen for 30 years. I didn't go take no trade or nothing because I've been there for 30 years at silkscreen. And like I say, I want to get out there and be productive. I want to do things for other people out there that I hadn't had a chance to do. Then my brother, he got his own place, job. I want to work with him. I'll go work with him. We got a barbecue stand out there. I do know how to cook, so I'm gonna go and start that off too. So that way, my nieces and nephews gonna have a place to work instead of be out there on the streets and running around. That's all. I mean, I'm not a big talker. I mean,
Yes, sir, I get that. I get that. That's why I'm trying to help you so much, Ricky. Warden, let me ask you something again, if you don't mind. Could you give me a little more insight into, he's been there a long time doing the same thing and fairly discipline free, I know, for 10 years. What kind of fella is he? Give us a little bit of help here.
Very polite. He causes no trouble. He's been working at the steel screen, and while working at the steel screen plant, he has got numerous awards from Prison Enterprise for his work production. So he's actually been a very, I guess you could say, model inmate here since he's been here. Besides the classes that he needs, other than that, he's been doing pretty good.
he the kind of fellow that y'all trust a lot to, I know his work product is good, but say he's a pretty good inmate.
Yes, he's a minimum B trustee. So
Okay.
he's a trustee, he gets to go out on the compound and work at the silk screening and stuff like that with, little or no supervision. The only thing with a minimum B, trustee is that he can't go outside the gated areas, but other than that, he's free to roam anywhere else in the prison.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask my board members, I'm gonna throw out a lifeline to some of them to kind of help me in this and ask some questions, Madam Chairman.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, Ricky. We've heard you say that you've taken programs, a lot of programs, and what I see is the sex offender treatment, the 100 hours, and I think an anger management. And you indicated earlier that you took some early on when you first got there that we may not see a record of. So tell me, I'm interested in knowing what's the most important thing you learned in that sex offender treatment class. You took that over a long period of time. There's 4 phases and you did them all.
Yes, ma'am.
Learn about what you did. What did you learn about you and then what did you learn about what you did?
Well, we did some tests about the sex offenders, like how hurting people and can't explain myself like I want to.
I know.
Hmm.
Did you learn anything?
Ma'am?
You did get something out of it?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. I mean, this thing I did is not right. It's not right. I took the class and it showed me things that we shouldn't have did and what's wrong with everything that I did. I shouldn't have. And I mean, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I don't see, what grade did you finish in school?
I quit in eighth grade.
Why'd you quit?
Well, I had trouble in learning how to read and write.
Right. So since you've been in Angola, have you taken any, reading classes or anything like that?
Well, I signed up for it at the time, but at the time they wouldn't let us in at the time. And then I just went too late on doing it. I had guys in there helping me out to try to learn how to read and write. It just, I don't know, I just couldn't.
Yeah. So what's your job at the silk screen shop?
Well, I make all sorts of signs, decals. I do special projects for them, do shirts, do license plates. I do a variety of things.
Yeah. You probably know how to do it all over there. You've been there that long.
Yes, ma'am. I basically do it all. The only thing I don't do is get on the computers and stuff.
Right.
But anything hands-on, I could do it.
Ms. Renata.
Yes.
On October 29th of 2010, they entered him in the Cajun records as having refused to take any academic testing or education classes. So I guess because of his lack of knowledge of reading and writing, he refused to even get in classes.
Right. All right. So I have one more question, Ricky. I see in your record and you mentioned, I think that you've been drinking or something. I see an arrest. I think I saw an arrest for marijuana. Have you been exposed to any substance abuse classes?
when I was taking it before I come on the board, they put me in the class. Monday was my last day. Monday coming is my last day. I got the letter. I got a letter from the teacher
Okay,
showing me
good.
that Monday is the last day.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, Rick, let me ask you something. Who is Georgia May Joseph?
Georgia May Joe.
Joseph. Do you know it?
No, sir, sure don't.
Okay, because it shows when you were arrested to commit forcible rape of Georgia May Joseph, aggravated rape of Ruby Desatel. But then I don't see Georgia May Joseph anywhere else in the arrest report. So you don't know what Georgia May Joseph.
Sure.
Okay, and then one other question, did the victim tell you she was pregnant?
No, she did. No, she did.
Okay, that's the only questions I have. Thank you, Ricky.
I have some questions. Mr. Celestine, from what you said, some of the reasons you haven't gotten classes were, either barriers that you weren't told, like the letter of accountability. And I know that you can't ask for what you don't know exists. So some of this stuff seems to be victim oriented. I don't know how much of it you were told. And then the warden just said that you refused some classes, and you said it was because of your inability to read and write. Maybe that embarrassed you. I understand all of that. But the most wonderful thing about Angola compared to jails and stuff like that is all the programs that people get offered there that that the victims don't get offered. Just a quick victim awareness here. On the point, first of all, you said that you just picked her up and put her in your truck, just like it was an aside, like she was hitchhiking or something. That wasn't that. It was a choice. You forced her into the truck. And then you said it wasn't your intention to rape her. You brutally raped her. So you need to complain about that kind of stuff when you talk about it, because we know what happened. And secondly, from that point forward for the victim, then when it's reported, unless they're in a good, safer zone where there is a trauma unit for sexual assault victims, they get brought to the hospital. And then that right there is very brutal for them too. Just sometimes back 35 years ago, anybody could be in the room. They had to tell their stories, generally to men. There wasn't a SANE nurse, which is a nurse that specializes in that kind of examination. So they're traumatized again with having to tell the story over and over again. On top of they were just raped. And then when they want to make better of their life, let's say, they walk that path by themselves unless they're in what we have now, some sexual trauma clinics that they can go to, and they will help get resources for them. But probably she didn't have that. So she didn't have anybody that would say to her, let's go do this. You can get counseling. I'll bring you all the different things. She had to walk this walk by herself, scared and hurt. And then she has to go to court. She has to tell the story again. So all of this time, your victim is just being re-victimized, re-victimized, re-victimized. And there is nobody offering that victim classes to heal unless they're just fortunate to live in the right place. So for victim awareness, you've got a wonderful family supporting you. And I've no doubt that they will help you in every way to succeed in your life. But your victim may have come through a whole different set of circumstances. And I just wanted to say that on behalf of the victim, not her personally, victims in general that go through this type of crime. It is short of being murder to be aggravated kidnap and aggravated rape. Murder would be the next call. It's that gruesome for a woman to go through something like that. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Celestine, I heard your family say that you're a changed man and I see the classes and stuff you've taken. When did you realize that maybe you wanted to make a change in your life? For the things you've done. I see a little remorsefulness in you, but at what time and when did you feel you change your life?
Well, to be honest with you, the time when I got arrested and I figured I did something wrong, that's when the time I said I need to change, because I never should have did this to anyone. No one don't deserve to be treated like I treated him. So my time had began when I got arrested.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions?
No questions.
Ready to vote?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Prater.
Doggone, I'm trying to help you out, Ricky, best I can, but at this point, I want to see some more programming, and I want to see you work on your education a little bit more. Or even if you have to miss work or get out of work or whatever, and start taking some programming so you can communicate better, because when you get out, you're going to have to be able to communicate better than what you currently are able to. I'd like to see you take victim awareness so that you're really aware and we don't have to pull it out of you. And it may be that every night when you lay down, you cry yourself to sleep out of what you've done with a victim, but you have not been able to tell us that. And I understand your limitations. I've talked to people all my life with limitations in their educational level and their maturity level and their intellect. But I just don't see it yet. So at this point, my vote is to deny this, but I want to see him come back and after some programming.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur with Mr. Prater.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote is to grant 40 years.
40.
Yes, 40.
Mrs. Stapleton.
My vote is to deny due to the heinous nature of the crime, the lack of victim programs, and not totally truthful about what happened.
All right, Ricky. You didn't get the vote you needed today, but you got some more work to do. Are you willing to go try to do the work?
Yes, I am.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I think Warden Ambo is going to help you get what you need. But today, sir, your application for clemency has been denied.
Denied. All right. Well, yeah, I wrote it back here. You know what? Yeah, that should have been denied. He was convicted of multiple. Yes, that and brutal assault, brutal attack, and he's spent 35 years in prison. Well, not nearly enough time, and clearly not really articulate in his ability to sort of reason with the parole and pardons board there in order to get out, which is fine by me. Stay in there for that kind of a crime. All right, with all of that having been said, I know that's a fun and uplifting situation there, but we need a bit of a palate cleanser. What do you guys say? Where should we go for that? Boy, oh boy, man, what a morning. Okay, well, maybe we'll head back to Michigan. Let's see what's going on with, let's see if Judge Shackelford's got something going on here. Let's see if we can pull up Judge Shackelford and see where, yeah, here we go.
And there are multiple other cases, 252375, 252421, 193992, 252331, 200434, 200418, and 200419. Counsel?
Todd Barron appearing on behalf of Mr. Denkins. He is appearing by video from the Criminal Justice Center, Wayne County facility, Your Honor. For starters, it does appear that Mr. Denkins was interviewed by Dr. Toplin at the Forensic Center, who conducted an evaluation with regards to competency to stand trial. Dr. Toplin's opinion was that Mr. Denkins is competent to stand trial at this time, and we are agreeing with that opinion and stipulating to competency for today's proceedings. I have pre-tried it with the city attorney and discussed it with my client, and he's agreed to plead on one count of larceny on 25-1160 and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia on 25-2332. Balance of the charges being dismissed.
All right, Mr. Duncan, you understand everything your attorney just said?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. And you understand that the larceny charge, that is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500 or 3 times the value of the property. And the other matter, the paraphernalia case, that's also a misdemeanor. And that is also punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand both things.
Okay, and did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney
Yes,
that are
yes,
outlined on this advice of rights form?
yes, Your Honor, I told him he could sign it for me.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on that form?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Duncan, you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, you'll be waiving the trial rights listed on that form. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
You understand if you're currently on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, it could be a violation of your conditions.
I'm not, Your Honor.
All right, and if you're not a citizen of the United States and you enter a plea of guilty, you could have immigration consequences up to deportation. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm an American citizen, Your Honor.
All right, knowing all of that, sir, how do you plead to the charge of larceny that's alleged to have occurred in the city of Taylor on 4/24/25?
I plead guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plea? And I'm gonna ask, you know what, let's simplify this. The other charge of drug paraphernalia that's alleged to have occurred on July 24th of 2025. How do you plead on that case?
I'm guilty of that, Your Honor. I was on drugs.
All right, has anyone forced you to get you to plea on either of these cases?
No, ma'am. Nobody has, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
No, ma'am. I'm guilty and I'm very sorry.
All right, are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. I am truly sorry. I was strung out.
All right, sir, I have to ask you all these questions before I can accept your plea. All right, sir, were you in the city of Taylor at Home Depot on 4/24/25, so April 24th of 2025?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and while you were in the city, did you go into Home Depot on that day?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, and did you take some property that wasn't yours?
I took a toolbox, Your Honor.
All right, and did you pass all points of sale with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you do it with the intent to steal that property or deprive the owner of their property?
I did, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the factual basis on that case, Mr. Barron?
Yes.
All right, then, sir, on the date of July 24th of 25, were you in the city of Taylor on that date?
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
All right, and specifically in the area of 9018 Telegraph, did you have
Yes.
some contact with the police on that day?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And did you have something in your possession, some paraphernalia you weren't supposed to have?
I had a crack pipe, Your Honor.
Crack pipe, satisfied with the factual basis, counsel?
Yes, defense is satisfied.
All right, I'll accept that plea as well. All right, so both pleas have been accepted. Has he been in custody on this case since August?
I believe August the 7th when that was,
Yeah.
I believe he has been in custody. The balance, my client has indicated he's obviously been forthcoming with regards to the plea process, Your Honor, acknowledges problem with drugs, alcohol. The forensic report indicated prior to incarceration, he was drinking a fifth of alcohol a day. He wants the court to consider helping him get into a sober living. He's sober now, and he says he's feeling very well and he's stable on his medication. His concern, if he's simply released, he's not going to have the resources to find a sober living environment and continue services.
I mean, I can have you, Mr. Denkins, I can see if probation will meet with you. And we can set a sentencing date in a week and see if you're eligible for treatment court. I don't know enough about you to know if you were, but that's a program that would certainly help you.
I think he would benefit either from treatment court or Judge DeSanto's wellness court. In any event, he wants to try to get himself into Salvation Army or Oak Brook or someplace where he can be stabilized.
All right, so here's what we'll do. I'll make a note for probation to try and set up a meeting with you at the jail as soon as possible. Hopefully this week or late next or early next week, so that you can, I mean, I don't know if they can do it today. So, but we'll try and set up a meeting, Mr. Denkins. You can meet with them and they'll see if they can find you a bed, get you into mental health court, get you into treatment court, and see if there's any options for you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it.
Oh, you could do it if you're ready.
I'm done with drugs. I'm gonna stay sober. I got to, or I'm gonna die. I only got one kidney and it ain't working too well.
Well, Mr. Denkins, I agree with you. You're going to die if you keep doing what you're doing. So, and you got a shot, you got a month of recovery or sobriety right now. It's a good starting spot. Are you getting Vivitrol or Suboxone in the jail?
I'm gonna be getting Suboxone in December because I had to be on something. I'm right now. I'm getting a Fexure and I'm getting a couple other medications. And the thing is this, Your Honor, I believe I just found a couple of different things that are helping me stay clean. I've been in here for a couple months now, and like I don't want to just take jail time, because if I do that, then I get out and I don't have nothing. And if I can get into a program or a treatment center, hopefully on a GPS tether, so that way, you know, I can prove where I'm at, so I can try and get my life straight. I was from like 2016 to 2020. I did really well. I ran my own company and I had everything going good for myself, but I relapsed. And when the pandemic happened, it put me out of business. Anyways, that's a long time ago, and I just would like to go to like either, like my lawyer said, either the Salvation Army or something like that, where I can, because I don't have any family. Everybody is dead, Your Honor. They all passed away.
All right,
and I don't have
Mr.
help.
Denkins. Mr. Denkins, we're gonna see what we can do, okay?
Just,
thank you. Listen, Mr. Denkins, I mean, it says a lot when someone tells me don't let me out of jail yet until there's a plan. So let's figure out a plan.
I won't have anything. I'll be out there getting high within a day or two.
All right, we're gonna figure something out, Mr. Denkins, okay?
Right,
I'm gonna
thank
have
you.
the probation reach out to the jail. I'll walk your files down today. And all the other remaining files are dismissed, okay?
Thank you so much. And when we do all this, can I please get on the? get my signature to my lawyer, but can I please get on a GPS tether so that way everybody knows?
We're gonna
where I'm
figure
at?
that out. You're gonna talk
Yep,
to the
Mr.
probation
Jenkins.
department. We're gonna come up with a
Yeah.
plan for you, sir.
We'll figure something out. All right, just take a breath. The probation department will meet you on Zoom soon. We'll try and get that set up right away, okay?
I'll do whatever they say.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. You're all set, sir.
all right. Okay, now we
Wow. That might be the single most self-aware, honest defendant that I have seen in my time watching cases here at TCF. That was incredible. He even wants to be put on a GPS tether so he can be monitored. And he doesn't want to get out of jail right away. He says if I get out of jail right away, I won't have anything. He wants to get help in jail. That's amazing. That is a palate cleanser from what we just saw in Louisiana. Anyway, I don't know if we'll ever see that again here on TCF. You never know what you're going to get here on the live show, but let's keep going with Judge and see what, wow, let's see what happens. Wow.
Hey, yeah, it was supposed to be nice and easy today. No, after the jury trial went away, like no big deal. We're just gonna come in and get out of here. Miss Johnson, just let us know when you're ready, or if you can even send a little message and let us know how long you think you'll be.
Well, I suppose while we're waiting for all of that, we can sort of switch gears here and see what's going on. Do we dare go back to Louisiana? Maybe we will. I think we need just a little bit more of a break from Louisiana. So instead, let's go back over to Judge Stevens. It looks like he's got another contestant coming on down. Here we go. Did we lose audio again? I swear every time I want to have my breakfast / brunch, we wind up losing some audio. So let me try and fix that for you. All right. My apologies for that. We've been going along pretty well, smooth sailing here. So let's take a look. It is in a book, A Reading Rainbow. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. We've got it. I think we will have it.
I am in charge.
Should be
all the
working
time.
now.
600, your tries. See if anybody else has done it.
And
We're looking hard.
Right there. You just slide it.
That's what we do. Yes, we do. That's what they deserve. People deserve that.
I'm trying to get to the other line. I'm trying to be with you.
We would.
Yeah.
You guys, you and I are the same age.
71.
You were close. I'm a little just a tad older, but
Yeah.
I remember. We read Lamar together. I remember watching you out on the football field. Great athlete. Ogden's just great athlete.
Not if you trip him.
24-6. I didn't see you make all conference.
We weren't in the same conference.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna say, I have something to say, but I'm not gonna say it. 24 CR 2167 is called Jeremy, is it Ojimeni? Ojimeni, and you were here with Mr. Samuel, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about October 1st, 2024, so we're looking at about a year ago, in Jefferson County, Texas, this states you committed the third-degree felony of assault on a public servant, an employee at St. Elizabeth who was providing medical support at St. Elizabeth's Hospital. I guess maybe a nurse or something?
Yeah.
Well, do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes.
You don't, they're there to help. You don't want to hurt somebody, especially people trying to help you. A third-degree felony means if convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
And agreements been reached in your case where you would be pleading guilty and placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length. There's no fine, but there will be terms and conditions of probation which are particular for this set of circumstances, including you'll be placed on the mental health caseload to help you make sure that you can get through this probation successfully. That's what we want. But make sure you've got all the help that you're given, because everybody wants you to be successful. We don't want you to hurt yourself or others. And we don't want you to victimize anybody or commit any more crimes. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead with this, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily on your own free will and based upon discussions with your attorney and because you are guilty?
Yes.
I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document? Is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you understand it, discuss it with Mr. Samuel? Is everything true and correct here?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence without objection.
No.
Without objection, it is admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you, or you've read it. You are guilty of this crime and any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, and you are totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true. It states, so help you God. Is all of that true, sir?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 made a part of the record for all purposes. Is a pre-sentence report waived?
Hold on a second, let me statement.
No, everywhere. Y'all think about how much time we're talking about on this probation. If nothing further, I'm going to find you are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. Even though there's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to support your guilty plea, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, we're not going to find you guilty. We're going to give you another chance. Make the best of it, sir. Okay. We're going to place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for how long?
We agreed to 5 years, Joe.
So in 5 years, there will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Please make sure you follow these. We're going to make sure that you're going to be placed on this mental health caseload, and we're going to put you through the anger management program that helps you control your emotions when you're under times of stress. Maybe everybody could use that. And this will be for 5 years. Yeah.
I have another question. There's a misdemeanor, because this was placed in special docket for the death. We're wanting to make sure we get those misdemeanors squared away, because they are making arrangements.
Are they in? They're not in my court bill, right?
No, they're Judge.
Okay, those were, well, those.
But they're running concurrently with this, so we want,
Yes, sir.
we want to make sure that all of that is squared away.
Well, nothing I can do about that.
I know,
but
I'm gonna go down.
But they certainly weren't committed before he was convicted of this, so that won't affect that punishment range. It's what they are as they are filed right now.
Right. I just
Anyway,
bring the court's attention.
I wanted to just make sure you know this is what's important. Sir, we're giving you a chance. Make the most of it. If you fail on probation, your probation could be revoked. You could then be found guilty of this felony and punished up to 10 years in prison. So follow the rules. But those are the same things that he has to follow. I have to follow. Everybody in this room. It's the same rules. You can do it. Can't you?
Yes.
Good. Well, you should be fine. Fix this. Everybody makes a mistake. You made a mistake. Fix it. Move on. Be the best you can be. Can you do that?
Sure.
Good. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yes, sir.
All right, before we continue, want to give a big shout out to Grandma TCF, Mama Joan, dropping 53 gifted memberships. 53 gifted memberships. Why? Well, of course, if you missed it earlier, it is Dan's birthday today. Dan, whom I'm filling in for the next week and a half. His birthday, 53 gifted memberships. I think you can kind of figure out what that's about. So thank you once again. And thanks to all of you. Of course, all those memberships help out this channel. Your super chats, your super stickers go to me. While I'm filling in the memberships, they help keep this channel going. So let's get back to it and see what else is going on with Judge Stevens right here on TCF Live. It's a Wednesday, everybody. And so we'll see what he's got going. And then maybe we'll go back to, well, it looks like he's kind of wrapping up, though, at least for a moment. So maybe, all right. Against my better judgment, let's go back to Louisiana.
All right.
It's the Board of Pardons and Paroles. Here we go.
Mr. Clement,
Yes, ma'am.
would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My real name is Elric Clement Jr. Everybody calls me Pete, and DOC number is 401293.
All right, Pete. So I'm going to read some identifying information into the record and ask you if it's accurate or not. So, Mr. Clement, you are here today seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in July 1998 in Livingston Parish for 2 counts of first-degree murder, and you received life on each of those sentences, and they are to run consecutively. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. This morning, your case has been assigned to Mr. Prater, seated to my right. Would you answer his questions?
All right, Mr. Clement, good morning. It's 10:07, so it is still morning time.
Yes, sir.
Need to find out, tell me briefly what you did to get you there so that I acknowledge the crime for me. And then take a little more time and tell me what you've learned since you've been incarcerated and how you're, most folks say I'm a different person. I'm not the same person I was. If you're not the same person you were, tell us what's changed. And kind of give me a little background on you.
We're going to start with how the crime happened. Me and my wife was having some problems, and I assumed she was seeing somebody. And I was at home one night, took off a week for deer season, was home in the bed sleeping, and got a phone call. So when I got that phone call, somebody tells me they see her automobile parked in a parking lot, that I want to go check it out. So I did, and go down there and sit there. Well, I wasn't sure that was her car at first. So I said, wait a minute, I got the key on my side. So sure enough, the key fit the door, and it was her car. And same time, I said, well, I'm just going to hang out here and see what's going on, you know, who brings her back, and that way I'll know if she's seeing a man or whatever. So sure enough, this guy pulls up in a Toyota truck, 3 of them, and she's sitting in the middle. He gets one on the passenger side, gets out. He's not going to get out, but they reach over and kiss at that time, and that's the time I walk up, and I carried a gun religiously. I'm not going to say I didn't. I carried it everywhere I went for my self-protection, and at that time we got into it and had a few words, and first thing you know, gunshots went off me, and that was. So I realized what I'd done and drove on back to the house and called my sister and had them take me on to the jail. And so that's about that on that part. But you want to know what I've been doing since I've been up here and think I'm a changed person?
If you are, I don't know if you've changed or if you need to change. That's what I want to hear.
Say I've changed. I don't know if the age has something to do with it. You know how you slow down when you get a little older and take things and you go to thinking before you do stupid things. When you look like when you get a little age on you, and I've reached that point where I've made that. I guess reached that age where I stop and think about things before I jump and do it nowadays.
Okay. All right. Is the warden in the room with you?
Yes,
Would you tell us what kind of inmate he's been since you have known and since he's been in the institution?
since I know Mr. Clement, he has been a very respectable inmate towards staff. He works at the Mule Barn. He's a minimum A trustee. He take care of the Percheron horses. Those are the horses that you see in the different parades. He drives the wagon for both the rodeo and different parades that we have during the holidays. He's able to go out to the parades in St. Francisville and drive the wagon, and he also participates in the hunt parade. He only had 5 DVs since he's been here, and the last one being in 2018. He also on our Point Lookout Committee, which where we bury the inmates here at the institution, and he drives the hearse for that, which is pulled by the horses. Since I've been here, I had the pleasure of going back to the Percheron Barn and meeting him. We bring tours back there. He's very knowledgeable of the horses. He let the tour guests know what type of horse they are and what they do and stuff like that. He know them by name and they know him also. So I can say that the years that I've been here and I've been knowing Mr. Clement, which we call him Pete, he has been a very good inmate.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Clement, tell me, before we get into the question, one thing you didn't mention was any programming that you've had since you've been there.
I have been in 100 hours in the anger management program I completed.
Okay. I noticed you didn't mention the victims any. Family of the victim.
No, sir. I didn't do any victim awareness class because I was told at the time I didn't need but the 100 hours. I didn't know I should have took the victim awareness class.
Okay, well, we're gonna ask you some questions in a little bit. We'll come back, and this isn't your last time to talk to us, but I want to move on now to, we'll go over this, the folks that are here and on Zoom. You've got supporters, 4 supporters, 3 of which will talk. Kevin Clement will be on Zoom. Peggy Clement and Channing Blake are going to be, well, excuse me, Peggy Clement will be speaking and she's here. Jimmy Cone, a friend of yours, is not going to speak, but he's here. And then Channing Blake with Parole Project will speak on Zoom. So let's go ahead and start with Kevin Clement. Mr. Clement, are you on Zoom at this particular time? Okay, tell us what you know about Ricky and what kind of just tell us something to help us make our decision.
Yes, sir. My name's Kevin Clement, and I'm a cousin of Pete Clement. He's just a down-to-earth, good old man. Give you the shirt off his back. Yeah, he admitted he made a mistake, but he won't be a burden on society. He has a place to go if the good Lord's willing, and he'd get released, and people to take care of him, family and friends. And he's remorse for what he's done, and he's done good things in Angola, learned from the mistakes. But if you find it in your heart, just make your decision.
Okay. Yes, sir. We'll do that. Thank you very much. We
Yes.
appreciate your input. We'll move on to Miss Peggy Clement, the daughter-in-law. Miss Clement, you're here, correct? Okay. Would you talk to us about what you got to say?
My name is Peggy Clement, and also Mr. Coon here did want to speak. I don't know if it's not allowed to, but.
Would you speak up, please, ma'am?
Mr. Coon here did want to speak today. I don't know if it didn't or he can. I don't know what he was prepared.
No, man, we got 3 people
Okay.
speaking already on.
Okay. So my name is Peggy Clement. Mr. Pete's my father-in-law. I met Mr. Pete when I was about 13 years old, way before he was ever my father-in-law. He was my friend's Uncle Pete. We would see him on weekends. He worked the back gate at the racetrack. As a young girl, I could sense, as a young girl, you can sense with them, who is safe and who is not. And he felt like someone, like a dad, like someone you could go to if you needed help. And it wasn't until years later, he became my father-in-law. I've been married to his son for 25 years. Since he's been incarcerated, he has been a model inmate. He has also always chosen to work. He's a very hard worker. Even at almost 75 years old, he has an extremely physically demanding job. He works with and trains the Persian horses. He pulls the red wagon at rodeos, and he pulls the wagon for prison funerals and takes care of the horses daily. I don't think that there is a higher status, inmate status, than where he is. He's allowed around the public. He goes to parades. People come from far and wide to see him at the rodeo. So kids run up to him to see Mr. Pete riding the red wagon. I'm not here today to tell you that my father-in-law is an innocent man. He got caught up in a bad situation and made a really terrible mistake that cost him everything. It's not something that he's happy or proud of. And even after 29 years, when I try to talk to him about it, he still gets emotional. I know it sounds awful to say, but he loved her and he grieved for her for years. And I know because he told me. At his trial, his attorney thought it was best that he didn't speak. He's not a good speaker, wouldn't be a good witness. But I think that also robbed him of the ability or the opportunity or chance to say he was sorry. And it robbed all of the opportunity to hear his story. My father, my dad too, is a good man. I don't think this crime should define his whole life. I know what he did was wrong, I know, But you mean so much to so many people. And to the victims and your families, I'm truly sorry for your loss. I hate what he did, but I love him dearly. I hope one day you can forgive him. But if not, we understand. You know, when something like this happens, it affects everyone that we've all been serving time. We've all served about 29 years so far. And, you know, when there's someone in your family that's an offender, you know, we get a stigma on us too, the family members. You know, there's people that don't like me just because he's my father-in-law. And I understand. We live our lives worrying about him. He calls us every single day to make sure he has the ability to do that. All it takes is one missed phone call and the whole family goes into panic. What happens? You know, and example is the phone's down or something like that. But spend time with him. We attend every rodeo. You travel back and forth. Just be there because of the horses. You know, it's an inside joke that we pay for tickets to go to Angola to work for free because my husband and our whole family goes and helps get the horses ready and make sure that he's safe with the horses. So that other inmates may not be as familiar with horses, and we just try to help, and it gives us the opportunity to be with him in a more normal setting. I can't express the difference this would make in our lives and how much this would mean to us. If there's ever anyone who deserves a second chance, it's him. And by a second chance, I mean a second chance because he doesn't have a record. This is not a second, third, fourth, fifth chance. He doesn't have a criminal record. And I've been told time and time again by different people, by guards, by correction officers, by people that meet him, you know, he doesn't fit in here. And I know that's not a threat to society. We could only have 3 people speak today, but I could literally fill this room with supporters and family people that love him, not just old relationships. He's also formed new relationships. There was a family from Texas that came to the rodeo last year, and since then, Clint, Rachel, and Dally have become second family to him and to us. Dally is an 8-year-old rodeo queen and insisted on coming to every single rodeo since just to see.
Excuse me, Miss Peggy, it's, would you kind of wrap your remarks up, please,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes. We have full accommodations for him if you were able to grant this. And I'd ask for grace for him today because he's a simple country man. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to fully articulate what he's trying to say and thank you for this.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much. Mr. Channing Blake, could you tell us what you got on your mind?
Good morning to this honorable board. Channing Blake with Louisiana Parole Project on behalf of Mr. Clement. We just want to inform you all that if you guys decide to give him a favorable recommendation today, that we're going to provide him transitional housing, social norms, consumer skills, and more. And then we'll also assign him a reentry specialist to guide him through his reentry process. Thank you again for your time, board.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Right. We'll move on to the opposition now. We have some folks here, Christina Kinchin, Kayla Kinchin, Sean Kinchin, George May, Laney Carr, Alexis Taylor, Leslie Motachek, and Donald Motachek, and I said most of those names probably wrong. So I apologize, but that's the best I can do. And let's see, I believe 3 of you will be speaking, and Miss Alexis Taylor is the assistant DA, and so we'll let her go last. She's on Zoom, and I believe the rest of you are all here. And so we'll start off. Which of the 3 of you that are here, between Christina, Sean, and Leslie, who would like to go first? And if you would approach the podium, I guess this podium, correct? Or just approach the podium in front of you. There you go. And I'm sorry, but that television behind you went out just yesterday, and we had to get it fixed. But yes, sir. Go ahead and tell us who you are and what you got on your mind.
All right, my name's Sean Kitchen. I'm the son of James Russell Kitchen. I'm referred to him as Rusty throughout this, little deal. I'm here to speak today on behalf of my sister Christina, my mother Carolyn, and our entire family. I was only 3 years old when Pete Clemens murdered my father. My sister was only 7. We never had a chance to grow up with our dad, hear his voice, feel his hugs, or to know the love and protection every child deserves to know from their father. Hell, I've never been able to hear my dad tell me he loves me, you know, or even tell me he's proud of me. Stuff that the opposition gets to hear whenever they feel like picking up the phone to contact me or him contact them. Doesn't seem too fair to me. Pete Clemens not only took that for me, but he took the lives of 2 people that day. He murdered my father and an innocent woman, Miss Kay. Not only did he kill 2 innocent people, my uncle witnessed these acts and having to hide from being killed by him as well. This has been a life sentence on him also. These were not actions, they were deliberate acts of cold-blooded murder. The pain Pete caused did not end that day. It has lasted more than 20 years. My mother, Carolyn Kitchen, has carried a deep, unending grief. She has been in and out of mental and drug rehabilitation, never fully recovering from the loss of my dad. In truth, we lost her too. When Pete killed my father, he didn't just take one life, he tore my family apart. I'm now an adult, I'm a husband, I'm a father. My wife, Kayla, she never got to meet my dad. And neither will my 5 daughters that I have. My sister's sons, Joseph and Bean, Justin, they'll never know him either. My children and nephews will only ever know my father through stories told by other people, because we don't have them. And then faded pictures without a symbol. Our families have lived every day with that emptiness. We understand, but that does not erase the lives he destroyed. Trustees may appear responsible and change people. That's because they're watched over by guards daily. Hell, I'm an outstanding employee with safety standing over my back. Good behavior in a controlled environment does not prove that he is safe or that he has truly changed. While his family may hope to welcome him home one day, ours never will. My father's grave is the only place that we can visit him. Justice must still mean something. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences, was two lives taken, and their sentences should remain in full effect. In my opinion, it should have been a brother. When Pete was sentenced by a jury to life in prison, it was a promise made by those we put our trust in daily, our justice system. Please do not grant Pete Clemens. Granting him so and giving into something a murderer is requesting, while in the situation he brought onto himself, our family has carried more than 2 decades. I'm sure my father begged for clemency that night. Pete Clemens sentenced him to death. No judge, no jury, just an execution. My father, Rusty Kinsey, cannot speak for himself, but I can and I will continue to do so. I will close out by saying this. My family has already lost too much. We are still serving the life sentence Pete Clemens gave us when he murdered my father and Kate, along with the emotional lives of her family. And the emotional lives of her family, along with my mother, my uncle, my sister, and me. Also, any chance of our children getting a future with their papa. Pete should be content with the consequences he faces each day because of his actions that night. He should have gotten the chair, but instead is given the chance to breathe each day, be able to have friends, be able to speak to his family, be able to love them. For us to have to be here today and deal with this all because Pete wants clemency is a slap to my face along with the families affected. And it should be viewed as so. Thank y'all for hearing my words and thank you for standing for justice.
Thank you, sir. We'll take those remarks into consideration and I'm sorry for your loss. Okay, who else, who would like to speak next to the family?
I'm Christina Kinchin, daughter of Rusty Kinchin. There's nothing that I'm gonna be able to tell y'all that y'all haven't heard many times before, like it's a repeat cycle, but I was born a daddy's girl and forced to become a grieving daughter at 7 years old instead. Nobody prepares you for the silence that follows losing your dad, or how it feels to reach for your phone before remembering he'll never be there to answer. Or how birthdays, holidays, and random Wednesdays can all hurt the same. I still look for his face in the crowds, and I still wait for his advice when life feels too heavy. I still hear his laugh in places he's never even been. He was my safe place before I knew what that even meant. He made everything better just by being there. I've been trying to learn how to live in a world that keeps spinning even though mine stopped the day that a selfish coward decided to make sure we never saw him again. Believing I will see my dad again does not change the pain of him not being here now. He will never see or hear the voices of his grandchildren, and he won't be here to walk his only daughter down the aisle. I'll always be his little girl, but living with a heart that had to grow up too soon. He gets to call his family whenever he wants to. We don't have the pleasure because of the action that he decided to take. And I don't care how good he's been in prison. You have no other option. I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that. And we'll conclude the remarks here before the Assistant District Attorney talk with Leslie. Please, you're going to speak.
So he was my mother. And I have to say here today is I'm just hearing from something today that I never imagined that I would be. And the sheer audacity of what my mother's murderer is asking. It just astounds me that many of us have to be here to do this. She doesn't get the luxury of asking for anything. Rusty doesn't get the luxury of asking for anything. Their sentence was set in actual stone by this man who thinks that he's spent enough time here for what he's done and is ready to move on with his life. He's the one that made the decision to take their lives away forever, and part of ours went with it. And he wants his back. It doesn't seem fair. It doesn't make any sense to me. He can get out at some point, live free, sit on his porch, drink coffee, visit with his friends. And we don't get to do any of those things. I would love the opportunity to sit with my mother and among other things with her, I would love to be able to do that I'll never get to. But he gets to make phone calls and he gets to tell people how he's feeling today. My mother doesn't get to do that. Rusty doesn't get to do that. So mine's a lot shorter, I think. Basically, just sum it up, a life sentence is exactly what that says. It's life. And he has 2 life sentences. And as long as he has breath in his body, then prison is where his life should be, and it should continue to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate those heartfelt comments and we'll take them into consideration. We'll move on now to Miss Alexis Taylor, who is the Assistant District Attorney. Ms. Taylor, would you?
Good morning to the board. Of course, the state stands opposed to him being released. Again, you know, this was a first-degree murder. One of the prescribed consequences for this particular crime is the death penalty. Mr. Kinchin, the defendant here, Mr. Ellery, has been fortunate enough to avoid the death penalty. 2 life sentences for taking 2 lives is actually a bargain for him, and very unfortunate for the family. Mr. Ellery said some things in opening, basically telling us he laid in wait for this victim to return, for these victims to return. He shot them both, and reading one of his statements from the time of the investigation, he said, and when he started coming toward me, I shot him and my wife. By that time, she done got out of the middle and run to the car, and she started running back over there toward me, and that's when I shot her. So and not only did he shoot her, she grabbed at me. I'm pretty sure she grabbed at me, and that's when I shot her again. The defendant had no remorse for his actions. Again, the 2 life sentences I think are more than appropriate. He should not be granted any leniency at this point. And also another thing that was very concerning for me when he started speaking is the fact that he had taken no classes as relates to the victims. He had taken his anger management, but as it relates to any victim classes, he didn't take those classes because he didn't think he had to take them. Not that he was even concerned enough to do it voluntarily. And so for those reasons, the state would certainly oppose his being released and ask that you deny his request.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that very much. Thank you. We'll move on now back to questioning Mr. Clement. Mr. Clement, I'll ask the first questions, and then we'll turn it over to the panel here to see if they have any questions, and I don't have a lot to ask. How long have you been in prison?
I got up here December of 98. So from December of 98 to right now, that's how many years that would be. I'll be locked up. I'll be locked up.
Years. Okay. Go ahead.
I'll be locked up 29 years next month on the 12th.
Okay. All right. And so you were given 2 life sentences and you served 29 years. Let me ask you, in your initial interview, you said y'all were having problems. Were y'all separated?
Yes, sir. We had been separated a week or so before and she didn't want to go through no divorce. She didn't, I talked to her about, let's go get a divorce. She didn't want to hear it. And we went to the I guess you'd say attorney, and he told both of us he didn't want to do ours because neither one of us at the time needed a divorce.
Okay. All right. And you said you made a mistake that night. That's
yes, sir. When I got out of bed, when I got that phone call, that was my worst mistake.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
that's okay. All right, and you hadn't taken any victim awareness, and I noticed that you didn't really talk about victim awareness, so I'm not gonna pry it out of you by questioning you if you're aware of what you did as far as the effect it had on victims. So that's correct. You have not taken any victim awareness, correct?
No, sir. I was advised when I decided to take to put in for clemency that I didn't need nothing but the 100 hours. I had already completed the anger management, and that's why I didn't go any further. A classification lady told me that's all I really needed.
Okay, I don't have any other questions, Madam Chairman.
Okay, first, before I start anything, when I was reading the letters, I do want to mention, many of y'all said y'all didn't get counseling. So we have a Louisiana Crime Victims Reparations Fund. And you can go through your sheriff's office or your DA. She may be able to help you with it, but the time has not run out. It doesn't. You just have to say you didn't know about it. But they will pay a certain amount of money for each one of y'all to go to counseling, okay? So I didn't want y'all to leave out of here and not know that's available for you. And secondly, to Mr. Clement, your statement about everything to do with the murder was really it was jealousy, and it was a rage, and it was intentional. And you have a total lack of remorse about that. And because you didn't mention any of your own children or the children of I think he used to be your friend. There seems to be a total lack of remorse for the crime itself, which was 2 cold-blooded murders. So that's all I have to say.
Any questions?
No.
I don't see any other questions. I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Prater?
My vote is to deny this request and suggest that you get some victim awareness and that you have some programming. If it's of any interest to you. If it's not, then we'll see you again here with no programming.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is also to deny. 2 people lost their life, and I mean, that's too much, so my vote is to deny.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote also is to deny.
Mrs. State?
My vote is to deny. 2 innocent people lost their life, and I saw a lack of remorse and no programs for victims.
All right, Mr. Clement, today your application for a commutation has been denied, sir. Good luck to you.
Denied. And that is the right call there. I put it up the banner behind me. You guys were like, where'd you go? I put up here. I wrote up my denied banner back here because that's exactly where this should have gone. Absolutely no remorse on the part of that gentleman. He got upset that his soon-to-be ex-wife was fooling around with someone else, and he decided to take matters into his own hands and kill 2 people, and he got 2 life sentences. And, you know, when you're doing 2 life sentences, 29 years doesn't equal 2 life sentences. So as soon as he's lived, died, lived again, died, and then comes back, then he should be eligible for clemency or parole or whatever. All right. Well, there's that. So that was that was a much easier, not as tough a case as what we heard before from the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles. All right. Let's see. Judge Boyd is just kind of sitting there looking at nothing right now, so we can't really go over there. But I suppose we can go back to Texas and we can see what's going on with Judge Stevens. I think he's got another contestant that's coming on down.
Come on up here, please. Thank you.
Please have it if I got that.
Okay.
Educate.
All right, we now call 21-38438. We recall this case that we are in trial for the state of Texas versus Ricky James Johnson. The defendant was indicted for the first-degree felony of murder. What are our plans today here, gentlemen?
Going to be a plea to the murder for 40 years and dismiss the aggravated assault.
Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment, Mr. Matuska, on his behalf? Can we proceed in summary? In summary, Mr. Johnson, this indictment alleges that on or about September 12, 2021, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the first-degree felony of murder by causing the death of Corey Dante Green Jr., and you used a deadly weapon, namely a fire. Do you understand what you have been charged with here, sir?
Yes, sir.
If convicted of this first-degree felony, you face a term of life imprisonment or any term of not more than 99 years or less than 5 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the punishment range here?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached here during this trial where you would be waiving a further jury trial, pleading guilty and sentenced to 40 years confinement in prison, and cause number 21-38439, an aggravated assault indictment that is also filed against you. That case will be dismissed. Is this your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Either cases. How do you plead to this indictment charging you with the first degree felony of murder, guilty or not guilty?
Plead guilty.
Sir?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of what this alleges?
Yes, sir.
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Discuss it with your attorney, or the contents alter and correct here? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
And without objection, admitted. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, it states. So help you God. True?
True.
State's Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
Yes, sir.
If nothing further, I'm going to follow this agreement that's been reached by the parties. And I'm going to find as follows: that you, Ricky James Johnson, you are pleading guilty to this first degree felony of murder voluntarily. You're mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this first degree felony of murder. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. And I am following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 40 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this case. Also, the judgment shall reflect that a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, was used in the commission of this offense. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, sir? Okay. Anything else to add on this agreement and hearing from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
God bless you. And from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I believe there's going to be some allocution.
Yes, sir. There is an allocation.
Oh, tell me when you're ready, and you may be seated, sir. Here. And by the way, 21-38439 is to be dismissed. When that is sent, I'll sign that.
I just did this. Just put it in your Judge.
I'm coming right here. Thank you. Here is that. Do we need the jury in here with this?
All right.
I'll bring them in here a little bit after the allocution. Yes, sir. All right. If you'd be so kind, please introduce yourself. Tell us how you are related to the party, the victim or the defendant, and you can proceed. First of all, you, ma'am, your name and how you were related.
Deja Lewis, and I was Corey's sister. I'm Geneva Goff, and I'm Corey's stepmom.
Yes. All right. Excellent. Go ahead when you're ready.
We, the family of Corey's, right this statement with a heart full of grief and pain that will never truly heal. Corey is a son, stepson, brother, father, and friend. A young man full of love, and time. His life was taken from us, and a senseless act of violence fueled by jealousy, and our family will never be the same. Corey was a good-hearted person who cared deeply for his loved ones. He had a genuine courtesy and was excited to become a father. Tragically, he never got the chance to meet his son who was born after his death. That innocent child will grow up never knowing his father's voice, his touch, or his love. And that's the pain no family should have to live. The loss of Corey has left a hole in our hearts that cannot be filled. His mother, father, and siblings grieve every day. His absence is felt at every family gathering, every holiday, and every choir member. The impact of Corey's death reaches beyond our family. His friends and the most of all his son have been robbed of the chance to experience the man he is becoming. Corey will never get to teach his son how to ride a bike, watch him go, or guide him through life. That opportunity was stolen just as Corey's life was stolen from him. We stand before this court asking for justice, not out of anger, but because Corey's life mattered. The actions of Ricky took away a father, a son, a soul who meant so much to so many. Corey will forever live in my heart and memories. Through his life, though his life was cut short, his spirit remained faithful, especially in his son.
That's what say. Okay. Trying to say what keep it as professional as possible. Okay, I'm just.
And please introduce yourself, sir, and tell us how you are related to the parties, either the victim or the defendant.
My name's Tyrese Elvis. I'm his first cousin.
Of
Corey Green.
the victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go, you may proceed when you're ready, sir.
Ricky, I wish you would have handled the situation different. I wish I just would have probably kept in the streets, scratched something. You ain't got to knock him down, but especially with a woman that's going to end up doing something else to somebody else that you about to lose your free time. Like, we still care and she out in the other world going on thing. And now I lost a cousin. So my heart. I don't know what to say, but I hope. I don't know. Ain't really talk. But just know we messed up about this. We can't deal with it. I wish it never happened. Because I was there in the very beginning. Saying it all go down. I didn't see that go down, but other things come down. And I just wish I could have handled that situation a whole different. That way you could have been pretty well, my cousin would still been here. It's not like I said at the same time. She gonna still be out the streets doing her own thing while you over here riding for a female that really didn't even care about you. Or got you all in a situation that could have been avoidable. Just wish I just wouldn't up the street, man. Stretch it out and call it a day. That way he would have still been living and you would have been out in the free world. I hope we learn from this cause. Jesus. Just introduce that part.
Yashua, and
How are you related to the victim?
I was his baby mother. The baby mother that was
Yes, ma'am.
my child.
Go ahead.
Corey was an amazing person. He really was. See, people always try to paint him out to be this person that he wasn't, but he was really and truly a good person. He didn't deserve it, especially like his cousin said, over someone who could care less. Because she's gonna be living her life and you're gonna be in here. Well, you're gonna be in there for a long time. And it wasn't worth it. And I just hope and pray that you learn from your mistakes and you realize life is too short. Your freedom can be gone within an instant. And Corey's behalf, that was my fiance. I loved him. He loved my daughter like that was his own. That's her world. I still get asked to this day, when is my daddy coming home? Where is my daddy? And I don't know what to say to that. I have an 8-year-old girl that doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to say. She asked me on the day, Mommy, where's my daddy? When is he coming home? How do you explain it to an 8-year-old? How do you explain it to an 8-year-old? I just hope for healing. And Hope that you just learn from what you did. That's all.
Anyone else?
Or years, like when it first happened, I had so much hate in my heart. I was pregnant. My brother was waiting for my son. It was my first son. He was so excited. 2 weeks later, you took him away. Like it hurted me so bad, I almost lost my child. And I had so much hatred in my heart for you. But like looking you in your face right now, like the hatred is gone. Like I believe in God. And in order for God to forgive, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. But like I'll never like forget this pain. I live this pain every day, and I fully did not get to grieve my son. I mean my brother's story. Because I still had kids. So I just couldn't. And then growing up, all I had was my brother. We didn't have no mama. We didn't have no daddy. That was all I had. He just took my whole life. You know, I just want to know why. Like, can we just know why?
Can't ask a question. I'm sorry. We're not allowed to. Like this. Thank you, Jeff.
Anything else? If not, we are in recess on this case. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to show that because it ties in with what we talked about last night on Sidebar, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We talked about victim impact statements last night. And part of the issue was, they be done before or after sentencing? Of course, in this case, they reached a plea deal, kind of that last minute plea deal. And so now that particular gentleman there is going to be doing 40 years in prison for murder from a crime that he committed back in 2021. So very powerful. Of course, always tough to watch those victim impact statements. And then, of course, I've been showing you Louisiana this morning because that'll tie into what we're talking about tomorrow, more about pardons, paroles, clemency, and various angles on that. We've kind of touched on that in other episodes of Sidebar, but that's just another thing to look forward to tomorrow night at 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Courtroom Files YouTube channel for Sidebar. Okay, maybe we'll lighten it up at least a little bit. We're going to go into overtime just a bit because Michelle sent me a message saying that her IQ is lower having watched the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles, I think with that last guy. This guy right here that just was going on the dang old thing about this and that and other thing. So I think we'll see what's going on up in Michigan. We'll head back to Judge Dad and see what he's got going on. Oh, did we lose audio again? Okay. It's weird. That just kind of randomly happens. All right. Let's see if we can. Let's fix it. It's overtime, but we're going to hang with it here for just a little bit. Hold on, boys and girls. Let's back this up a little bit so that you can hear what dropped out. This is why we have this is why I have the monitor going, so that when this does happen, I can hear it and I can fix it. Let's see. There we go. And fixed. And now we'll continue with overtime and Judge McNally. Oh, I do have to. You have to understand. I see stuff you don't see and hear stuff you don't hear. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of a psychedelic experience hosting this show.
Pay $50 per week. I will begin that starting on November the 17th. If you don't have the money at any point, don't get nervous. Just call the court or come in here on or before the due date, and I'll be happy to give you an extension. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And as part of this also, the no insurance was to be dismissed. That's file B. So I'm also dismissing the drivewall suspend revoke denied and the no insurance. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
You have Blair too? People against Blair. Ariel Monique Blair, 25W840-230. A and B. Ma'am, your name?
There you go.
Good morning. The no insurance will be dismissed. Also, the original charge on the A file, which is drivewall suspend revoke denied, will be dismissed. And she's going to plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. True?
The purpose of arraignment, Your Honor, if I'm standing way forward, the charges, and yes, that's true, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
If you plead guilty here to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you plead to that, I'm going to dismiss the suspend, revoke, denied, as well as the no insurance. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
To the charge, no, allowing unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
Yes.
Were you in control of a motor vehicle
Yes.
that was being operated? On October 1 of 25 on Westner Hall in Woodhaven, did you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed, and was that you?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Please accepted to that charge. The suspend, revokes, denied is dismissed. The no proof of insurance is dismissed. What are you in Taylor's sobriety court?
I was, yes.
Did you graduate?
No, they, terminated me. I had to do the jail time.
What are you doing here?
And I had to remind, it's just from missing things. It wasn't no dirty droppings or anything. It was just missing stuff. The time was bad.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 warrants out for your arrest.
I got court for impertinence.
You gotta grow up, young lady. What do you do for a living?
Early
I'm sorry?
I work at warehouse.
Anything else, Mr.
Your Honor, my cousin has been working at the LKQ warehouse for a week. We'll keep that in mind. She has made some hearing judgment. She's paying for it financially. But she's of limited means, Your Honor. Please keep that in mind when issuing fines because she's doing the best she can. She's learning some hard lessons.
How much you make in the warehouse?
$18 an hour, Your Honor.
And you live in Woodhead?
Yes.
Where's the warehouse?
Around it.
100 fines, 150 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, $375 or 90 days. Can you pay all that today?
She can't pay it all in payment arrangement. She can pay $50 today. She'll pay $50 every 2 weeks starting November the 13th. That's her first paycheck.
I'll make it 50 today, 50 bi-weekly, beginning on, we'll just make it November 17th, okay? So every other Monday commencing with November 17th, you come in and pay. If you don't have the money, no problem, call the court. We'll go on Zoom on or before the due date, or you can come in here on or before the due date, 8:30. I'll give you an extension, all right? Good luck. Jennifer Marie Rainey, 25W839-813. Miss Rainey, your name?
Jennifer Rainey.
Michael, representing Ms. Rainey.
So why, did somebody give you permission to show up by Zoom today?
Yeah, so is your
Wait a second, I can hardly hear you.
it said I could come on Zoom.
She was in a treatment center last time,
I
Judge.
could come on Zoom.
Well, I can't hear you very well, that's for sure. Can you stop walking around and tell me a couple things? Say a couple sentences of anything, like
Is this better? Can you hear
much
me now?
better.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you repeat what you just said to me?
I was in a treatment center, so I'm in a recovery house now in Grand Rapids.
Okay. All right, good enough. And you're in the Monroe County Drug Court, is that true?
Yes. Yep.
In the circuit court?
Yes.
Which judge is running that again?
Judge Nichols?
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, that's good news. Do you have proof of that?
What?
Well, I need some letters or something. Did you send us anything saying you're in their drug court?
I didn't, but I can. I can have my probation officer call as well.
You're in a treatment center right now, right?
I'm at a recovery house in Grand Rapids.
I'd really like some proof.
Okay. I have a letter that she wrote me that the lady from where I'm at, she wrote for DHS. I could
How long ago was that letter dated?
I think on the 11th she made it. Or the 11th or the 15th, I think it was.
If I could clarify, my client's been in Sacred Heart since September the 11th. She was there for about 3 weeks, and now she's at a facility called a Mother's Touch, which is what she's describing is similar treatment program, but it's catered towards expected mothers. They're going to be inducing labor for her in November 6th, Your Honor. So she's been in this treatment process for several weeks that she volunteered to. That's where she's at, where she's been.
How long will it take you to get someplace where you can email that to us?
Probably like in the next hour I can.
Well, you're gonna be here anyway.
You want to be?
Well, do you have other cases or not?
I do. It should take an hour, but I'll be here for her.
Can you do it a little, well, I got this motion too. I'm just trying to figure out if it's easier for me to adjourn this. I think. I hate to make you wait. Why is it gonna take you an hour? Can you get it here earlier?
I can't. I'm at an appointment right now and I take the bus.
We should probably adjourn. She misses her bus if there's some delay.
All right, let's do that. I want to see that report. I want to see whatever you've done, okay?
Okay.
And then
so
I
you want-
might end up just running it concurrent with the Monroe Circuit Court Drug Court program. So let's adjourn this out a week or two. When is Mr. Awkward here again, Lisa? You want to tell me?
Let me check real quick. Looks like he's here on Tuesday and Friday next. Oh no, I'm sorry. Friday this week and Thursday next week.
How about if we just do it, let's see, what's Thursday of next week?
I'm getting induced for my labor next Thursday.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And the other one is this Friday?
Yes, it looks like he is arraignment attorney on Friday.
I don't have anything on my docket for Friday, right?
No,
Let's adjourn it to that date. We're gonna make it November,
October 31st.
yeah, October 31st, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you to zoom in we'll make it at 9 o'clock, but I need the proof. So you send that to Lisa, Lisa, at 33court.com, okay? Try
Okay.
to still do that today. Lisa, Lisa, at 33court.com, okay?
Okay, so you want proof that I'm at this recovery house and then that I go to drug court in Monroe?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All
And the
right.
drug court letter should be from your probation officer there, and she should tell me what you're doing.
Okay,
How
I'll
you're
have her.
doing. Okay?
Yep.
So I'll need it like sometime today or tomorrow though, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Thanks a lot. Good
right.
luck. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
People against Connor William, Arthur Brandt, 25W265.
Morning.
Good morning. I feel bad you were waiting so long.
It's okay.
What was your breathalyzer result?
Say that again.
What was your breathalyzer result?
They just told me. I don't want to tell you a number if you're wrong.
So you don't know?
I can't remember.
Come on, mister. Yeah, come on. It's got a .026.
I think that's what he said.
You got a marijuana pen in your pocket too?
Yeah, I would make sure.
Pardon?
I'm like medical or like to get right.
Holy,
Point.
what happened? What's your physical situation that requires you to have a medical marijuana card?
I have arthritis in my feet.
Arthritis in your feet? Did you play sports?
No. Well, a little bit, but no. Not
Arthritis in your feet?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I've ever heard of somebody having arthritis in their feet.
Well, like my heels, yeah.
What do you work at?
I work for Rupp Brothers, Landscaping.
Who do you live with?
My mom and dad.
Graduate?
No, sir.
Why not?
I got a 1-year-old, so it's just hard with work and
My God, you got a lot going on, son.
I'm married, so
You're married, 1-year-old, no diploma, you're trying to make a living,
yes, sir.
and you're fooling around with marijuana because you got arthritis in your feet. Right?
Yeah. It relaxes me and it just does soothe the pain a little bit. It's less.
It relaxes you. That's the operative word. Soothes the pain. You got arthritis in your feet at 20 and you want me to think you've got so much pain. Mr. Urick, your name?
William Urick on behalf of the city of Woodhaven, Your Honor.
He seems like a nice kid who has arthritis in his feet at age 20 to me. He's got arthritis in his feet. You ever heard about somebody having arthritis in their feet?
I've heard of it before, but
I haven't.
it's fairly isolated.
Listen, why don't you cut this kid a break? I don't want the he doesn't need the MIP on his record. That's going to just cause him insurance rates. He only had an 026. How old are you? 20?
20, turning 21 within December 4th.
Why don't you cut him a break? Give him something else if you don't mind. Impeding.
We don't mind.
Impeding something like that, so his insurance, so he doesn't fall on their Christmas card list where they're sending him plants and, big baskets at Christmas because his rates went up so bad. Would you change this for me?
I would, Your Honor.
I try not to get involved, but I think in this, he seems like a nice kid. Plus somehow he was waiting out there.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Connor, Mr. Brandt,
Yes, sir.
you got to reevaluate. I don't want to make a bigger deal about this, though, but come on. You fool around with marijuana, you tell me you got, I'm just amused that somebody's telling me they got arthritis in their feet. I never heard anybody having arthritis in their feet. Maybe they do.
I really do. I was actually.
Well, what happened? What happened that caused you to get arthritis in your feet? Did you
That's
break
what
your
I was
feet?
gonna tell you. So when I was 16, I was locked up.
Locked up?
Yes.
For what?
Different story.
For what?
It's taken care of. It was.
I didn't ask you that.
It was B&E. I was a young punk kid. Didn't surround myself with the best people. So,
So you were locked up, and how'd that cause you to get arthritis in your feet?
So I was playing basketball on the court one day out there.
You mean in prison or at the juvenile detention?
At Wolverine Human Services in Vassar. Vassar. That's it's like a placement. So I was at JDF and then I got sent to a placement. And then when I was playing basketball, I actually fractured my ankle and I went to a foot specialist and that's how I got told I have arthritis and all this other stuff.
And the feet?
Yes.
Not on the ankle joint or anything, but they.
Yeah. So I
Well,
went.
he's offering you impeding. You're good with this?
Yes, Your Honor.
You sure?
People
You
still
sure?
move.
Okay. You want to plead to impeding traffic?
Yes, sir.
What kind of child do you have? Boy or girl?
He's a boy. He's 1-year-old.
And you live with your wife?
Yes, sir.
Good. to the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
This is 195 for the MIP. MIP dismissed, please accept it to impeding 195. When can you pay this? How about $50 a week?
That works.
For $50 each week beginning November 17th.
Okay. Thank you.
You're a nice looking kid, but get yourself a diploma for the, you know what I mean?
Well,
Well, you're not gonna make any money if you don't get at least a diploma or a GED. I don't know where you're gonna work at. They want, will they even hire you at McDonald's now without a high school? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be a wise guy.
They will just, honestly.
I'm just asking, will they? I don't even know if they will
They
hire you.
will. I think it's more of a scare for a high school diploma. I've not been asked. I've been a patient sitter. I've reported brand new 2025 Raptor R's, F-150 Bronco Raptors. Never asked to see a high school diploma. I've had hell of jobs without high school. I think it's just a scare.
You've had real good jobs?
Real, like, I'm 20, I was making 22 an hour at Roush. I got laid off because I was a contractor on the first day of laid off. So, I mean, I have touched some pretty decent jobs.
All right. I mean, he's got a good personality. I think you could
I
do
try.
something. Good luck.
Well, thank you, man.
If you need more time, you come talk to me, will you?
All right, yeah, well, thank you.
To pay, I mean, they got, Rafael Garcia Viquez, 25W39554.
Let it be said, Judge Dad is very compassionate, and he can be a little tough sometimes, and a little stodgy, a little bit of a curmudgeon. But man, right there, obviously he grilled the kid quite a bit. Somebody that has, let's see, he was 20 years old, no high school diploma, married with a child, and getting pulled over, but not exceeding the legal limit, 0.026, but having a marijuana pen on him and arthritis in his feet. There's a lot that doesn't add up there, but Judge Dad doing what Judge Dad does and helping people out. And that's why we like Judge McNally. You know who else we like? We have not heard from yet today, and I know we're in overtime, but I could not possibly get out of here without giving you our promise to give you 9 to 11% more Judge Boyd. So with all of that having been said, here's Judge Boyd. Well, I said 9 to 11% more Judge Boyd, and I did say that we would do this, but I don't know, when we switch, sometimes the audio doesn't work, and I hear it, you guys don't hear it. So let's fix it. I know we're in overtime. It figures this is where we have the glitches. I will fix it. Oh my goodness. Judge Boyd, what are you doing? Okay. There we go. Boyd, oh Boyd. All right. Here we go. Now, 9 to 11% more Judge Boyd. It's TCF overtime.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 009026, State versus Randy Wayne Folsom. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Mr. Folsom.
And are you Mr. Folsom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Folsom, I know that we were off record and the court explained to you what the true bill of indictment was. Did you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know sometimes the law is a little tricky, but.
Very, very tricky.
All right. So I'm going to go over all of these documents with you. If there's something you don't understand, be sure to let me know, all right? All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Folsom, this is the true bill of indictment. It tells you what you're charged with. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And the indictment has the enhancements in it. So you've reviewed that with your attorney? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. So, Mr. Folsom, when your attorney says that he's waiving the reading of the indictment, that just means that nobody's going to read this entire document into the record, but it will go into the record with the paperwork that you've signed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, state, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving the habitual offender.
All
No
right.
objection.
So your attorney doesn't object to that. So that means that the state is just going to proceed on this case as a driving while intoxicated third or more. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. This document is called the court admonishments. It lets you know what your rights are. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So the state is proceeding on the indictment, but waiving the enhancements. So then what you're charged with is driving while intoxicated third or more. That's a third-degree felony without the enhancements.
Yes.
The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes.
If you have an agreement with the state, I don't have to follow your agreement.
I understand.
If for any reason I do not follow your agreement and give you more than what you've agreed to, you can withdraw your plea. The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you can go to jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to a jury trial. That means that 12 people will be sitting on your jury. There's a jury panel outside.
That's if you don't agree.
Yes, that's if I don't agree, okay?
Okay.
So you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you've entered into this plea bargain agreement, you've given up those rights. Did you intend to do that and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
My opinion, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That is correct, Judge.
Mr. Folsom, has anyone, well, let's do a correction here. Is your last name Folsom with an M or Folsom with an N?
It's M.
M?
M.
All right. So everyone, on the paperwork, it says Folsom. Folson, but you say it's Folsom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's okay.
It should be correct on the,
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's your And Mr. Folsom, sometimes when you are talking to officers and you give your name, sometimes they don't ask you how to spell it. So they will spell it differently, but we'll make sure that the spelling is correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to amend the indictment to read last name Folson.
No objection from the defense.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Folsom, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea that you've reached?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you could be deported, denied naturalization, or re-entry into the United States. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. This is the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? According to the plea bargain agreement, your punishment is to be assessed at 7 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, and there are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
This paragraph here is the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did sign it. I was just gonna ask, I get all my back time for this too.
Well, what I can tell you is legally, you're entitled to any time that you spent in jail on this case. So
Okay.
for example, if you were arrested
Mhm.
on the night of this offense, and if you have never been released from custody, you will receive your back time for all of the time since you were arrested.
Okay.
Let's say you were arrested and then you were released, you'll still get credit for that time when you were arrested.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Make sure.
So did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney and sign it in both places? By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only thing you can complain about are pretrial motions that I've heard and ruled upon, or that a judge has heard and ruled upon. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As previously stated, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. To the offense then of driving while intoxicated, third or more, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
It offers states a 1 and a time.
No objection from defense.
All right, Mr. Folsom, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation
Yes, ma'am.
with
I
your
even
attorney?
asked- Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? So this document, the waiver consent to stipulation, that's legalese. Basically, what it's saying is that you agree that if these persons who are listed in here were to come in to testify, they would say what is in these documents. So again, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering into this plea, again, you're giving up those rights, and you're allowing the state to present their evidence in the form of police reports. But most importantly, there's not going to be any witnesses coming in to testify. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
While judge reviews the state's evidence, it's TCF Live. We're in overtime. We're just hanging out for a little while extra today. Why not? It's a Wednesday, and we can do that. You know, substitute teacher time. Why not a little bit of a bonus time here? Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. Thanks to Grandma TCF, Mama Joan, for 53 gifted memberships today, and for $20 in super thanks, or super chat on earlier today. So really does help the channel. Really do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. And just filling in for Dan. He'll be back in this seat on the 10th of November. In the meantime, we'll continue to bumble and stumble our way through the live show each and every day. And it'll be fun. That's why we love these live shows. All right. Maybe we'll see what's going on with Judge Boyd. Maybe we'll hang with her after this for one more case, or we'll call it a day. We'll have to see how it goes, but she's still reviewing these cases right now. Courtroomfiles.com for all your Courtroom Files merch. If you want to pick up the merch and support the channel, that's a great way to do it. And the merch over there is awesome. I highly suggest you check that out. And of course, you can join us every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. East, 7 a.m. Pacific, 45 minutes early for channel members for all the fun and frivolity that is TCF Live and the pre-show. All right, back to Judge Boyd as she continues to read this.
States exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're requesting that the court follow the plea bargain agreement, Judge. We believe that the time in TDCJ is sufficient for the offense as charged. There were there's no crashes, nobody was injured. And we're just requesting the state follow the agreement for those.
All right. And Mr. Folsom, what I can tell you is that I carefully reviewed all the documents, and the the prior convictions that the state is using to make this a third degree felony, they're in order, they're there, right? And those prior convictions, you know, everything is file stamped. And the case from Bear County, of course, those are easy to get when you're in the same county, right? And then the case out of the other county, from Travis County, it's in proper form. I've read all of the stipulations with regards to the case dated June 1st, 2024. And what I can tell you from reading the stipulation in the police report, I did know that you were saying that you were in the driveway. Sometimes people believe if they reach it to their home, then everything is fine, but that's not the way it happened. So I've read the police report, and I'm going to tell you the evidence is sufficient to find you guilty. So I am going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow your plea bargain agreement. And what I will do is I'm going to sentence you to $2,000 fine. The time and the money will run concurrent. So as you're doing time, the $2,000 will be eaten up by the time that you're doing. I know sometimes people say, why are you doing that? But nobody knows where that $2,000 goes. It's supposed to go to bettering the court system as far as building maintenance and different things that are related to running of a court, but no one knows where that money is. It goes to a black hole somewhere. Then I will sentence you to the 7 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. If for some reason you believe that you are not getting the proper amount of credit, like a day is missing or something, you just write a letter to the court, and what we do, if it's correct that you have not been given the appropriate time, we'll do what's called a not pro tunc, which is just to correct the time to make sure you have the proper amount of time. And I'm going to request the therapeutic community for you, because it seems that all of your priors are alcohol related, and you got to stop doing that. Okay.
I've already went to therapeutic community.
Okay. Well, we're going to try it again. When you're released, if you can't find a place that's a sober supports transitional housing for you, if I'm still here, you come back here, I'll make sure that we find a place for you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? All right. And did you sign it? All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over that, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Folsom, I know, at least I'm going to pray that you don't pick up any more new offenses, but now you know what being a habitual means, and it's not related to the rules of evidence as far as the 10 years, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to y'all too.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Something was very, very weird about that case. Something was very, very strange. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. I am a little bit perplexed, and I'd like to get some more information about it. Maybe I don't know. There's something about Judge Boyd does do a great job, and sometimes she over-explains these cases, and we love that here at TCF. It's very educational. It's wonderful. We appreciate that. But there was something about that. There was just something a little bit strange about the way that went down. I don't know. You be the judge, I guess. All right. Well, with that having been said, and Judge Boyd kind of wrapping up there, I guess we'll call it a day here as well. We've done, let's see, what have we done here? About 40 minutes of overtime again today. We're just racking up the overtime. Why not? Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Really do appreciate that. My name is Michael Groff. I've been filling in for Dan Soul. We'll continue this tomorrow and Friday and all of next week. You'll be stuck like Chuck with me through then, and then Dan will be back here in this seat. And I'm sure you'll all be very happy about that. But we're just holding down the fort for him while he's gone. Happy birthday once again, Dan. Big 53rd birthday. I don't think I'm spilling any secrets there. Mama Joan gave 53 gifted memberships. I think we can all kind of figure out what that's all about. I'm right behind you. I'm not that much, not that far behind you, Dan. So there you go. All right. Thanks to Beth. Thanks to Barbara, Ashley, Bailey, Lindsay, Austin. We had a new person in Bob in the channel. We've had a few new people pop in this week. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. East, 7 a.m. Pacific is when we do this show, and 45 minutes early for channel members. And Dan should have the pre-show tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. He is on the road. He's traveling across the country right now, so but he should be in here for that. All right. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early for that, and then join us tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific for Sidebar. Until then, I want you guys to please be safe out there. Don't pick up any new cases, and have a great day, everybody.